And there you have it, folks. Elation on the beach as Willian Cardoso is officially welcomed on to the 2018 Championship Tour. You see, that is just raw emotion right there. That is why we love the ending of the qualifying series. There you see.
Those are tears,
Jesse
my friend.
Mendez,
Those are
Toledo.
tears of joy, my friend.
That is so cool to see. Well, hey, more of that to come in this heat right here. The Hawaiian Pro rolls on round 3, heat 12. Ethan Ewing. He has got a huge task in front of him. Jadson Andre, David Silva, Michael Rodriguez, Chris Cote here with Strider Wallace-Lewski. Will Michael Rodriguez be the next Brazilian to join the 2018 Championship Tour?
Busting down the door. It was the Australians, it's now the Brazilians. It's out of control.
Brazilian Storm 2.0.
These guys are coming on strong. Let me tell you, they want it though. You can see it and you can feel it, and you can, the energy in the water, a lot of it. I mean, it's really impressive to watch the passion from the Brazilian surfers.
Oh, they're raging on the beach right now too. You can hear it. And to start us off, it's going to be Michael Rodriguez. And you know that Rodriguez felt the energy coming off of Willian Cardoso. I mean, he's right there in the conversation as well, and everybody has been kind of asking that question. Michael Rodriguez, I mean, this guy has everything it takes to be on the Championship Tour, but he needs the points now.
Yeah.
And here's where you get him.
The confidence level of these guys coming in off of the QS onto the Championship Tour it's crazy. And and I think it might have to do with their environment, just the people that are around them kind of giving them that. I'd like to see Ethan's squad. I know that he got a lot of the guys got behind him. Joel Parkinson, Mick Fanning.
And here he goes, Ethan Ewing. Qualified, seemingly qualified for the Championship Tour relatively easily. I mean, he kind of led the whole way. He was your Vans Triple Crown of Surfing Rookie of the Year. So definitely a performer over here on the North Shore. Yeah. He needs to get things going.
Yeah, well, the Australian crew towards the back half of this year have really stepped in and said, hey, kid, you've got what it takes. You are such a great surfer. You can see him gliding in here, timing perfect, style, nice rail turn back into the corner, a little hung up there, and then finishes quick and easy off the end of that section. So, you know, Ethan Ewing is a world junior champion. This kid has got so much talent. It's crazy. It's just a headspace thing for him to get it together. And, you know, guys like Joel Parkinson and Mick Fanning are giving him that support that he needs right now. And it's great to see because this kid is a red-hot surfer.
Well, his technique is flawless. And you see he's got that kind of Mick Fanning-esque, you know, Andy Iron style
on the backhand especially. Loved watching that.
25-12 to go in this heat. Opening score for Ethan Ewing, solid as 7 to start this off. And Jadson, David, Michael Rodriguez just getting small points to start this heat off. So Michael Rodriguez, your surfer in green, currently right on that cut line. Number 10 on the QS. 13 heat wins this year. And here we go, straight back at it. Ethan Ewing showing his hunger. Little slice, vertical snap, straight into that end bowl section, goes down.
Well, you know what's interesting about this heat is that Andre Silva and Rodriguez will undoubtedly be hassling each other out the back before anybody even knows what happened, and Ewing could run away with this thing real quick.
It's true. And then again, all the flags, sponsorship stickers, friendships, they just go out the window when you put the jersey on and head out in the lineup.
Well, let's just put it out there. The Brazilians are passionate and they don't want to go down to each other.
Michael Rodriguez can't get around that section. But anytime you can kind of get yourself into that proper position, the conveyor belt starts to pull you out there. We've seen some of the best waves in these heats go down with surfers basically making their way back out to the lineup. You really get a clear view of the lineup when you're paddling back out. And sometimes you can kind of just jettison yourself right into the pocket. So 23:20 to go. Scores again coming through for Ethan Ewing. His second wave comes through at 3.9. And right now, I mean, the celebration rolls on. He's still got work to do in the Hawaiian Pro, but his job of qualifying is done. Congratulations to William Cardoso on the beach right now with Rosie Hodge.
It is. It's an emotional moment. William Cardoso, a confirmed 2018 World Tour competitor. It's been a long journey throughout this season. Your first thoughts on qualification?
Thanks. It's not be easy. I've been this moment before. It's be here like need a result and never come. And after all these years working hard, everyone helped me and never got this dream before. And after 12 years on the tour, this happened right now. After I lost my sponsor, but I have really good people behind me, my family, and they helped me a lot to my dreams come true. And super stoked to qualify next year. And I don't know, like the night before I was like crazy because I know the swell's coming. I don't know how the wave's gonna be, and I know Vasco and Ken are both really good surfers. They did a very job before. They handled before really well, and the last wave coming here and like everything going down, you know, everything comes like, oh, you got the score, you go first, and you know what's coming next. And now I want to enjoy this moment. I want to say thanks to my family again because they are everything for me. My son, my wife, his father, his mom, and everyone. My brother, everyone at home, for my sponsors to help me be here, and it's an unbelievable moment for me.
And one last question, we were just chatting about, you know, the way that your family supported you and stepped up. I mean, you were pretty much going to throw in the towel. Do you want to just give us a little bit of background on that story and how you got to this moment?
Yeah, everything after last season here, when I'm back home, my sponsor put me out. They told me doesn't have more money, and I did a couple accounts with my family. You know, yeah, you can go to Australia, you can go to Japan and South Africa and see what's gonna happen next. I was to work with my I don't know the name, my gyro. He tried to do a job for me, and I almost finished surfing career and start a new job. And but everything changed right now. It's like it's crazy because I almost finished my career and never get in the old tour. Now I have opportunity to new beginnings and be next year a full season in the tour.
I'm sure they're incredibly proud of you. You're still going to carry on your campaign yet at the Hawaiian Pro, but William Cardoso is a new era rookie on tour for 2018. Back to you guys.
Hada Baines, what a story. You know, it's one thing to surf for your sponsors. It's a whole other thing to surf for your family. And as William said right there, his family said, okay, we got your back on this. Give it one more season. And he almost had to get a job. But now he's got the best job in the world, championship tour surfer. Congratulations again to William Cardoso.
Wow, Rodriguez on the replay, just a couple of sweeps into the corner. Great surfing, fast, quick, lightning, just snap corners. I love that surfing right there. It's so fun to watch this guy surf. Another guy right on the edge there. And just looking in the door, will that door creep open just a little more with this heat? Will he find himself that much closer?
Well, I think now looking at the you know, the numbers, so you have 22 surfers re-qualifying from the championship tour. 10 surfers will be qualifying from the QS. So we've got 4 spots filled. There's 6 spots left, Strider. The window's closing.
Look at this guy.
Well, another surfer that needs these points, needs a big finish here and at Sunset Beach. He's done it before. We watched him last year. I mean, basically needing, I think, a 3 or something to keep his dream of qualification alive. And he did it. And he's going to hope for some more miracles.
I mean, this guy is the most liked guy on the World Tour, I must say. Jadson Andre is fired up. His passion, his surfing ability, everything is on, it's like on 12 right now. All he wants to do is take this thing to the next level. And I think he can do it. And I would go out to say that there's not one guy on tour that doesn't like him.
Well, it's official. I'm sure if we took a poll, everybody would agree with you.
Especially on camera, but behind the scenes they would too.
Yeah. He's a hilarious guy too. Super funny.
Yeah.
18 minutes to go. But you can bet for the next 18 minutes we're going to get the most serious side of Jadson Andre. Jadson Andre,
he's had a tough year.
He's had a sporadic string of results on the championship tour. Get a look at his
let's hope Pipeline's good to him.
Yeah, he needs it. There's his championship tour, and this is not indicative of how consistent and good he usually is. Some 13th, a bunch of 25ths, first round losses. And,
best he's done is a 9th. That's tough.
The lowers. Get back to the drawing board. A big finish of pipe, and here we go. Yeah, there's a priority play right there. David Silva had priority. And fighting a tough wave to surf. That was a completed ride. Wasn't a great ride, but it was completed.
Silva was part of Wilco's demise over in Brazil. Check out this positioning thing here. We got Rodriguez having to back off because Silva had priority. Silva does a little slambo on the inside to finish. And
no interference there.
Well, you got to be careful there because if a surfer hinders the path or even the performance, so
he kind of sprayed him a little bit right there.
You got to be really careful. So the priority here is the surfer with priority has the right of way on any wave, right? Surfers without priority can paddle and ride the same way, but they cannot hinder the performance.
Whoa, Jadson Andre. Straight up into the lip. That was a sketchy spot to do a floater, but he pulls it off cleanly. Meanwhile, David Silva is getting pounded, paddling back out through that toilet bowl section. 16 minutes, 15 seconds to go.
Look at all that. Oh, right on the dry reef.
That is.
There's a replay.
Sketch.
So, Jaddy, cool. Baby, look at this well overhead wave. Bam. Bumpy, just throws it up into it. Jadson was charging over in Portugal. Look at that lumpy road through, held composure on the rail, then comes up a little bit late to the party through the roof, and then comes down with the white water kind of exploding around him.
He made that look way easier than it was. That is so hard to do, especially with the white water bouncing back up. You saw his board almost fling out from underneath his feet. 15 minutes, 34 seconds to go. Ethan Ewing holds on to the lead. Rodriguez in second. No interference.
No interference called. So, you know, back to that conversation though, as you see Rodriguez, if he actually interferes with, I mean, all literally Silva had to do was look over at him for a second and feel like, whoa, and do any kind of body movement, and he would have gotten interference.
You play it up a little bit.
Yeah, he could have played it up. It would be like a flop in football or soccer.
Ewing up and down, so I mean that was close enough to freak Rodriguez out a little bit. He's got to be careful here. Off the bottom, bam! Carving jam straight up into the foam climb. Man, this guy surfs good.
Good night.
That was insane. Michael Rodriguez making his case. All right, Cardoso's on tour. I want to be there too.
That's a really solid wave right there. He's going to actually put himself straight into the lead with a wave like that. I mean, drops in. Look at this double up he's got. He's got a sick little zone. Big hack on the open face. There's water everywhere. This is kind of a transfer to get through the section, and then finds the closeout. Bang! Straight over the toilet bowl. Comes down with authority. Michael Rodriguez. Look at this drive and speed into this first turn. Big, huge layback jam. Just holding the rail, everything. Power pocket. And then he's eyeballing down the line. Gets that foam climb. And then he's looking for more. So he comes into the finish right here, slams it, perfect timing as it just shuts down over that toilet bowl, pushes down hard. Look at that, literally inches deep where he came down right there.
That was about as good as you could have surfed that wave. Right behind it, Ethan Ewing.
Yeah, that was the prior wave that we saw of Ethan Ewing trying to like do something, but doesn't really get going the way he wanted to. It would have been a nice maneuver if he could have wrote, you know.
Well, as we expected, a big score from Michael Rodriguez. It comes correct. An 8-1-7. Huge score. Michael Rodriguez in the driver's seat. We're going to take a quick break. Will it be Rodriguez and Ewing, or can Jadson and Silva come back? They're going to have to stay tuned. This is the Hawaiian Pro. Welcome back, surf fans. You are watching the Hawaiian Pro Stop 1, the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. Ethan Ewing, our 2016 Triple Crown Rookie of the Year, currently in second place. Michael Rodriguez, hard-charging surfer from Brazil, with his last wave up in that excellent range, an 8-1-7, throwing hammers out here at Haleiwa.
Wow, you see that little fist pump right there?
Oh, what is this?
Everyone's favorite Jaddy baby might have just got a wave of we put the points up on the board here. Let's take a look at the replay. Bottom turn, looking for the lip line, finds a quick little snap, buckets, another quick little one, and then finds the finish. So got 3 off, bang, bang, bang.
You know, this is just...
Slambo, look at that. Perfect timing in the lip with water flying, Christmas trees. That one's kind of just a setup snap, but this finish, pretty strong. Little backwash kind of threw him off, but he played right through that.
Real precise. All those 3 of those turns, not easy to do. 3 turns in that small of a space, and this guy's been relatively obsolete in this heat. David Silva, what's going on?
Sleepy one for Silva, that's for sure. He's such a firecracker usually, so maybe he'll turn up the heat. Maybe that last wave of Andre will spark.
Well, speaking of turning up, 7-4-3 for Jadson Andre's last wave. He jumps into second place. Here goes David Silva. Straight into the lip on a rare left, but only a 1-turn wonder.
Saw Yago go left today. He just went mad. Bang, bang, bang.
They're out there. 10 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Rodriguez in the lead with priority. Jadson Andre in second. Ethan Ewing. Tense moments as he drops to third, needing a 5.11.
Ooh.
His backup score, a 3.9. So he's sitting on that 7.
Got to change that.
Definitely come into play. Silva needs to get things moving. He's got under 10 minutes to go.
Rodriguez in the 14.5 total, so he's pretty safe. You know, back to that conversation about what it's going to take to get through these heats. Average, if you can average a 14-point total all year on a World Championship Tour, you're going to find yourself right there for the world title.
Jadson Andre cutting left, goes to the air, the trademark. Air 360 from Jadson Andre. Goes to the layback, tries to get back up on his stomach, goes down.
I love it. Look how psyched he is. Oh, man.
He was fired up.
He was fired up right there. And that's how he got on tour, was by doing those front side.
I'd say him and Kirk Flintoff, the 2 surfers that really put that front side Air 360 into play.
Watch this. Into the wind. So the wind's pressing against his board. Just pushes it right around.
That was crazy.
And then slips it up into the whitewater zone right there. A little overdoes it. You get a good look at it right here. He just releases the weight, gets the board, fins high, flying around, nose picks in, finishes up the rotation on the water.
One of very few airs we've seen today. This is not air friendly at Haleiwa right now. I don't think it's going to be a massive score. The judges have seen that same maneuver a million times, but it does improve over that 4.67. It's a 5.43.
It's crazy.
Solidifying his second place position.
You think about the evolution of the air rotation and what they've done. That maneuver used to go into the 7s and 8s
every time,
right? Now you see everything. It's been changed. Big alley-oops, big full rotations are coming into play, and those are the big scores now. And it's just the evolution of surfing, and it continues to evolve. You know, you think about that. You know, the evolution of, say, a ball sport. The Grand Slam is as good as it gets, right? The slam dunk, from the free throw line, just hang time, bang. You know, there's all these different comparisons you can make. The run all the way from one end zone to the other for the touchdown. But in surfing, we're not done yet.
We're still going, still evolving. 7 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Micah Rodriguez, currently control and command in this heat. Here's how he's done it. Yeah, check this out. What that guy said.
Huge gouge. Fitting song, let me tell you. As he comes to the inside, and just connection section, splack! Flies out over that toilet bowl, right over that shallow water. You can just see the reef trying to poke through the bottom. And then Jadson Andre finds himself a 3-turn combo, laser sharp. Last turn, solid. Comes in right there.
That was a decisive
7.43, and then this, the 5.43 to seal it up. The second place, flicks it into that wind and flies around. Think he's having fun? Jadson Andre.
I think that was an air that kind of shocked the judges. They had to throw out that
he's always got a little ailment going too. He's always got a little ankle or a back or something's going on, but he uses it to surfs through it.
He kind of draws from that, doesn't he? He's always the underdog too. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Rodriguez in the lead. Jadson Andre in second. Ewing trying to battle back now. He had control of this heat.
Doesn't need much,
the first 10 minutes. It's a 5.67. Definitely not out of the question. Now Jadson's feeling these lefts, running against the current, winding up back into the air. Now that would have been a huge air for Jadson. Now
it's really fun to watch him wind up, but just a little too far out. He's landing in the back of the wave, so you have to project out more towards the beach in order for him to bring that thing down. And you can imagine all those elements have to play in perfectly as you go into a maneuver like that. You got a moving wave coming at you, you got wind blowing across you, and you got your momentum going at both of those things.
Right.
And the rotation has to fit in there somewhere too.
Again, a lot going on. 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Ethan Ewing, he does have priority. He's got that going for him. Now time is going quickly. Gotta just find something to work with here. You know, if he can drop 7 or an 8, it's gonna put Jadson against the ropes. But easier said than done. Look at, I mean, there is 100 waves stacked up to the horizon. And out of that 100 waves, maybe 3 of them is gonna be that score. Will it come in time?
Will you be in priority? Where are you going to be? What's going to happen? Ethan Ewing. Come on, Grom. Let's see what you got. This is time. Go time.
It's going to come down to this wave selection. So all these surfers are looking for the same thing. Open face, be it a right or a left, but an open face, you know, get that open face turn to start your wave and then back it up with something big on the inside. Who's going to be next? 4 minutes, 10 seconds ago. The clock is just flying by. There you see Ethan Ewing in the red. Last year's Vans Triple Crown of Surfing Rookie of the Year. Got a rough go on the championship tour. Needs to get some QS points to re-qualify, most likely. Let's see if he can do it here. Sentimental favorite, of course, Jadson Andre fighting again. Qualification. Wondering, what do I need to do to hold off Ethan Ewing? Three and a half to go. This is critical. David Silva, I would venture to say, needing a 9.29, most likely out of the picture. Ethan Ewing, your 2016 Jeep World Junior Champion. And what hasn't this kid won? Now we just got to prove it on the big stage on the championship tour. 3 minutes to go.
Triple Crown rookie.
That's huge. He's got a World Junior Championships, a Triple Crown rookie. Most likely out of the conversation for Championship Tour Rookie of the Year. That is a hotly contested battle.
A lot of young bucks coming up. Got a serious generational shift.
Youngest
on
surfer,
tour right
youngest surfer ever to qualify on the women's side, Caroline Marks.
Yep. Interesting, you know, you look at the world title race this year, those usual suspects that are in there, Mick Fanning, Joel Parkinson, Kelly Slater, they're gone. They're not even around. They're not in the conversation, which is a big deal to me. Here we go, live action.
WSLTitleRace.com. That's where you get the inside scoop. Michael Rodriguez with the inside reward. 2 turns down the line. And here goes Ethan Ewing trying to fight back. Nice opening slice. Off the bottom, straight into the lip. Fits in a third. Ethan Ewing needing a 5.87.
That was
that is going to be that's going to be on the mark.
That was the
you're feeling confident there.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see the replays. Here goes Rodriguez sitting out front very comfortably over that 14 mark.
Whoa, you growled when you said his name.
I love this guy. He's got a growl in him.
Me too. I'm a Michael Rodriguez fan.
Here's the wave I think is going to do it for him. Look, he's got a lot of speed and flow. Big snap right there. Comes around the corner, slams it into the lip again, and then finishes on the inside. There wasn't really a whole lot. You know what?
He didn't make it easy for the judges.
He's not making it easy because there wasn't a lot of crazy maneuvers. And here comes Jaddy.
Trying to fend him off. Goes beyond vertical. Jadson Andre straight into the whitewater again. Just hanging on with his toes. And he goes, what?
Yeah.
What else do I have to do?
After watching that wave of Ethan Ewing, it was a lot of lateral surfing. There wasn't a lot of real vertical in the lip surfing.
And that was his downfall on the championship tour.
I think the speed kind of confused me. But look at this replay, a little setup, and then watch this vert slam. Wham! That is just vertical, 12 o'clock.
So I think what the judges are going to like about Ethan Ewing's wave, it was really fast and very explosive as he went down the line.
Yeah.
So he had that going for him.
But do you separate that? Oh, he's back up.
Oh, live action.
Oh,
and he's down. Well,
so how do you separate that?
To be exciting at the end of these heats.
I mean, how do you separate that kind of surfing? There was a lot of laterals down the line stuff, but it was really fast.
And
so it looked really quick.
And spicy.
When I first saw it, I was like, that's the score. Re-looking at it, was it the score? We'll see. Here's another look at Ethan Ewing's last wave.
Nice read on it.
Comes across it. Big slam, but then comes undone right there.
Wow, so Ethan's previous wave puts him in second.
We're still waiting on that Jadson Andre wave, though.
A couple points, so 6.07. Ethan Ewing now in second place, but you're right. Now Jadson Andre is looking for a 5.64. Being a judge is not easy. These guys are earning it right now.
Because this heat's wrapped up, they're waiting for scores, and let me tell you,
this is
Jadson
incredible.
Andre went straight vertical. He needs a 5.64. He's going to get it. Jadson Andre is going to take Ethan Ewing back down into second. And you know what? I think that's
he's waiting for it.
A good call because I think that Jadson Andre outsurfed Ethan Ewing in that heat.
Well, a stunning turn of events in the final seconds of that heat. Jadson Andre safe again. We got so much more surfing to come. Do not go anywhere. The Hawaiian Pro rolls on. Pete Mel and Kai Guerrero joining us in the booth.
Welcome to the Hawaiian Pro first jewel of the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. And although we've had challenging conditions today, the performances, Peter Mel, have exceeded my expectations.
I'll plug in here. That's nice to know, Kaipo. I'll tell you what I loved about that last heat. Jadson Andre keeping that dream alive. So inspirational to watch him. Every time, remember last year, he was able to do that, come back.
He qualified. He qualified here in Hawaii.
And right now, we get to see that drama unfold once again for him. Unfortunate for Ethan Ewing. I wasn't able to get through that one, but I'll tell you, watching Jadson Andre and watching him fight is so fun.
Yeah, and a great guy that we want to keep on tour because he's such a big personality. Well, here we are in heat number 13, and we have some big performance surfing on the menu here, especially with Felipe Toledo in the water. He's in the red jersey. Tomas Hermes is in the blue jersey out in the water. Tomas making a run for the 2018 Championship Tour. He's currently 5th on the New Era Qualifying Series rankings. Imai Kalani DeVault, the young, exciting surfer out of the Valley Isle of Maui, and Lucas Silvera, a former Vans Triple Crown Rookie of the Year, rounding out this heat. So great heat. Before we get into any waves of this heat, let's hear from the last heat winner. Michael Rodriguez is with Rosie Hodge.
Well, an exciting part of the year for us. I mean, this morning we saw Ezekiel Lau out of the contest, Keanu Singh, all of those guys ahead of you on the rankings. You're 10th. How important is it for you to not drop a heat at this stage?
Yeah, super important, but I just wanna try, made some hits and made some waves. I don't think about this. I want too much ease, and it's so hard out there. I just think about made some waves, and yeah, just it. I'm super nervous, sorry.
And you just mentioned how nervous you were in the water. How do you deal with that pressure?
I don't know. Before the heat, I pray to God, just think good things and talk with my mom and my girlfriend. I don't know, I try, don't think about that and just surf, you know. It's hard, but I try.
Michael, great surfing. We'll see you in that next round. Back up to you, Kapa.
Thank you, Rosie. Congratulations, parabéns to Michael Rodriguez, advancing out of another round. And I like that he thanked, you know, he praised before a heat. And
yeah, have a little spirituality. Goes a long way. Be able to take that pressure off. You kind of put everything out on, you know, to whoever your spiritual guider is. I think this kid surfs a lot like Michel Perez. I mean, I sat and watched him surf that last heat, and I was like, wow, that's very reminiscent. So he's got the goods.
Well, this guy surfs like Lucas Silvera.
Because it is.
Because it is him. And he opened up with a 2.6, so he's got another wave under his belt. Felipe Toledo. Let's see what Toledo has us. Little float there. Just pokes the nose there, but just early signs from Toledo. You can see how fast he moves across the water.
And that's one of the things that I think that is so unique to Felipe and his style and approach, is that he knows how to move his body to always have the board on plane. Take first a look here at Lucas Silvera.
Yeah, that's
quick wave for him. Oh, a little late. You see that brown look? That's the reef right underneath the water. Here's Imai.
Imai got a 3.67 for this wave as we're catching up. And Tomas, 5.5 for this wave, Pete.
So this is where that kind of, all the top 6 competitors, where this is where it is so important, because all of these guys are vying for these last few points. And Tomas is one of those surfers, sits right behind Willian. At this point, he's inside the cut line, but he's got to make heats in order to keep himself there.
And this is the last wave of Lucas Silva. We're still waiting for the score, Peter.
Beautiful first maneuver. Really laid into that first turn. Nice big section. Judges will like that. And then Felipe, and this is what I was talking about, being able to unweight to keep that board on plane no matter where it is on the wave. It's always getting the maximum speed out of his equipment. And a lot of that's got to do with just those subtle little adjustments that he can make, unweighting and weighting and utilizing the fins and the rails and the concaves. He's so good at it because that's where he gets all of his pop, you know. And you look at one of the most exciting surfers on the championship tour in the world is Felipe. He asked the kids. I mean, I was asking some of the kids out here today. I said, who's your favorites? And a lot of them were John.
Yep.
And the other one, Felipe. And you know, Felipe is so exciting because he can do it in all types of conditions. I mean, we saw him win J-Bay this year in perfect J-Bay.
Well, redefining the way that you can surf Jeffreys Bay, I think was a story this year with Felipe Toledo. Unexpected lines that we haven't seen, maneuvers we haven't seen, definitely the speed. So, you know, I'm a fan of his surfing. He's opened up with a 4.03, so still the highest single wave score is at 5.5 with Tomas Hermes. Last score for Lucas Silveira, 4.5. But as we look to Hermes, 5th on the New Era qualifying series rankings. He needs to make this heat if he wants to improve his standing. He has 1,550 points as his low. So if he makes this heat, he's going to improve upon the points he already has as we go with your top 5 results. So he has to better his 5th lowest result in order to climb up that New Era leaderboard. And just above that, his next high score would be the 3rd place he received at the Hang Loose San Sebastian Pro, which was 1,680. So both of those, if he were able to make a couple heats in both this one and the next event, it may get him enough points to keep him in that top 10 picture, being that he's at 5th. I think he will. Yeah, if he gets a couple, he makes a couple heats here, he makes a couple heats at Sunset, he's going to do it. Here we go. Lucas Silveira. Nice cut back into the whitewater. Let's see what else there is for us. Layback jam on the oncoming section. So Silveira, really calculated approach. Is going to better his 2.6 that he already has in his scoreline. These two events for Lucas, I feel like, are right up his alley. The way he surfs in the solid surf, just so smooth. I mean, that's what won him his junior title, that WSL World Junior in Aracera, was that smooth and flowy style. And you know, he surfs these bigger waves really well. Look at it, he just harnesses the power of the ocean, lays into it. Great technique in all of his maneuvers. I wouldn't say he's like the most flashy surfer, but his flow is exceptional. And you know, and that thing translates into big numbers. If he can just have that nice, easy, solid pace, especially places like Sunset Beach or right here at Haleiwa. Yeah, his rail control, his carve game, his flow, you know, obviously a different technique and mechanics, but similar category to like a Federico Moraes, where like a lot of his surfing is really based on a solid fundamental rail game. And he can always build from that, right? And that's the thing. If you can always have that flow, and that's always something that you've kind of hung your hat on in your, you know, approach to surfing heats and surfing in general, then you can always add a little bit extra on top of that. Those fundamentals so important. Last wave for Lucas Silveira, 4.1. That puts Silveira in the early lead, but we're still waiting to see second wave of Tomas Hermes. 5.5 was his opener. He has first priority indicated by the blue P next to his name. Tomas Hermes actually had a heartbreak 2016 season here on the North Shore, where he was right there. He was above the cut line. He was in the top 10 on the New Era leaderboard, and he got an injury right when he got here to Hawaii, folded his ankle, and he tried to surf through the events, Peter, but you could tell that that was just a disappointing end to 2016 for Tomas Hermes. Different story this year. Well, here he is inside of the top 10 again, a little better position than he was last year. Felipe Toledo, he's going to be just gobbling up QS points if he follows the trajectory that he usually follows through these competitions. Doesn't need them. Wants a Triple Crown, doing a warm-up here in Hawaii. And he's, you know, just going to be the danger man, I think, especially in these conditions. What do you think, Pete? I agree. I think that, you know, you want to have mistake-free surfing, especially when you're kind of surfing up at this level right now. You know, you have 4 guys in a heat, so you can't afford to make errors. But can Toledo just have fun in this contest? Oh, for sure. Just a fun contest for him. It's an important contest for this man, Tomas Hermes. Let's see what he's got for us. A nice carve, nice snap, and has to hippity hop through the top line there. Finds a connection. Oh, and then just cavitation under the fins. The board stays flat and he goes down.
Well, there was a portion of this year when he had 2 boards that he got out of Xanadu in California, and those 2 boards were magical for him. They got him a lot of QS points. You see this snap here, and then decides to go high road, and pretty good choice because it did get him down the line. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to pull down a maneuver at the end of there. This is that Xanadu. Of course, he's been riding these Xanadus to great success. You see this first snap here, lays down that carve. And he's got a unique style, Tomas does. He is unique to just him. You know, there's not a whole lot of surfers you can go, oh, he looks like him, or it's a complete unique style to Tomas.
I like that. I like the you know, having unique personalities. Of course, now with clips and the internet, and of course the World Surf League that you can follow, you know, at home or on the go. It's really easy to see surfing styles from around the world and emulate those styles. There was a time in surfing, I'm going to get back to that as we have regional different surfing styles, but we'll get back to that thought because we got to take a break right now. We'll be back with more of the Hawaiian Pro. Let's see what's going to happen with Felipe Toledo in this heat. Welcome back to the Hawaiian Pro here, day number 3, the first jewel of the Vans Triple Crown, and we can look towards the champions of the Vans Triple Crown by region. 2 from the USA, a monster 22 from Hawaii, 1 from Brazil, and 9 from Australia. Great names in that mix. Australians like Michael Romolzi, also Gary Elkerton's got a couple of Triple Crowns. Of course, Andy Irons is very, very dominant. And
Sonny Garcia.
Sonny Garcia, the all-time 6 Triple Crown champions.
So there's a quick wave there from Imai, just a throwaway score for him as we get into this halfway mark. This is an important back half of the heat, especially for those top 2 surfers right there.
Let's take a look at Felipe Toledo during the break, Peter.
Climbs that white water for the first section. This wave really flattens out. And not a ton of scoring potential when the wave is kind of flat on the face like that. And that'll reflect in the score. But again, that strategy being, don't stay outside too long. You know, catch waves, constantly catch waves. Hopefully one of them comes into, gives you a couple solid sections.
Imai Kalani Deval.
Nice.
Nice combination right there.
That wave was really not a ton of scoring potential there, and he really kind of manufactured a score out of it.
So we'll be waiting for those scores and give you a situation update, but here's another look at Imai.
The youth right here is what paid this one off. I mean, that last section, he was able to jump up onto it and then get the release out of the fins and make it an exciting maneuver. And I guess that's that youth and that spark that you get from that youthful energy.
Pretty sparky. We'll see what the judges thought about that. Lucas Silveira currently in the lead. Tomas Hermes right behind him. Don't count out Felipe Toledo as we look to the warm-up coming up in the next heat. Exciting surfer in Josh Kerr. He's going to be joined with the man behind him warming up, Michel the Spartan, Borez. Michael Dunphy, he's found his way in here by Jack Freestone, not able to attend. And Carlos Munoz is going to round out that next heat coming up.
This is a great experience for Imai. He started off in round 1. He's already gotten through 2 heats, and you know, now he finds his way into the round of 64. But can he put together, you know, a full event here? Because what this can do is launchpad himself into that top 100 at the end of the season, and he can start out the next season with a great seed in those first few major events in Australia, and you know, find his way, you know, that ladder, you know, is to get into those bigger events, the QS 6000s and 10,000s. So that gives you that opportunity to put it together and maybe find yourself onto that championship tour. He has the ability.
Oh yeah.
You can see it in the way that he's, you know, put together the heats in this event. You know, he's well-rounded, and that's what you have to have. You know, that kind of talent, and you know, again, can translate into that championship tour bid.
Tomas Hermes, whitewater face, deals with the carve there, gets back on the lip, slams the oncoming section, looks for more, little reform here, stays busy with another little tail throat, so Tomas is onto it. Imai Kalani Deval. Talk about electric. Beautiful first turn. And snap it. So really quick reflexes is what I'm seeing from Imai Kalani Deval, and hopefully the judges reward and recognize that he's surfing at a little bit faster gear than I've seen him in the past heat. So I like that he's turning it up as he progresses through competition.
Yeah, his equipment spot on. Let's take a look first at Tomas Hermes, who's going to improve on his low score of the 2.93. That 2-turn combo, the arc, and then the snap, and then a little different angle. But look at this turn, zing! So quick, and actually gets 3 maneuvers done on this wave. And again, that wave probably called for 2 solid turns, and he was able to get 3 solid turns in there.
Wow.
And that board looks stuck to his feet.
It is. And I like your little onomatopoeia with the zing.
Onomatopoeia. Can you explain that? What
that is a word that is relative to a sound. So bang would be an onomatopoeia. Pow would be an onomatopoeia.
Okay, but
zing.
onomatopoeia, what does it mean in Hawaiian?
No, it's not a Hawaiian word. It's it's in English grammar. It's
okay.
like we can flip that one up. It's not
you just throw us all sorts of little curveballs there, Kipes. It sounds like Hawaiian, onomatopoeia.
It does sound like Hawaiian, and I could be wrong. Someone could correct me right now.
Sounds like
I'm pretty sure it's a English. It's a grammar. Oh, thank you. I got confirmation from the truck. Thanks a lot. All right.
What is it?
It is exactly what I said. It's a word that describes a sound.
Bang! Pow!
Bring more of it, Condor. No squeaks, no flutters, but all the bangs and pows that you love.
That sounded like a purr.
4.97.
What was that?
That was a sigh. 4.97. Last for Tomas Hermes. He's in the lead. Let's listen on Josh Kerr.
Yeah, they're not young anymore. I don't want to like leave all the time. And,
yeah, you want to spend the time with them. It's cool, but it's still so rad seeing you shred though.
Yeah. I'm going to try and keep the free surf career going for a bit longer.
You
know, hopefully get some good traveling, do some good clips and stuff, so do the better side of it.
Ooh, that was a good listening.
My phone to just like whatever.
And helped by Riley, our assistant beach marshal on the sunscreen application.
They're good for a lot of things, man. See that? Awesome.
Just so accommodating. Felipe Toledo snaps off the top there. Looking sparky.
Oh.
Beautiful slice. Coming around the bottom again. Bam. And swash.
Onomatopoeia.
Right behind him, Lucas Silvera. And he gets up in the lip too with his own brand of power surfing. So you had the lightness of Felipe Toledo contrasted by the power of Lucas Silvera. 2 Brazilian surfers out there. 3 out of 4 in this heat. We got 3 Brazilians all stacked in this heat.
And that was a really good exchange because Tomas and Imai solidified that first and second position, but Felipe saying, no dice, I'm going for my own. It's going to be his best wave. I mean, look at this turn here. I mean, that is just pure power. So quick in transitions. We talked about how quick he is. Very similar to what we saw from Imai, but I feel like that's going to be the best wave of the heat.
Oh, watch this in slow motion.
And look at the carve. Just again, on rail, and when he does that maneuver, you know, you see the angle of the board and the approach, the full arc where it stays with the entire curve of the board. That's commitment to the rail. And then that's commitment to the lip from Lucas Savetta. So I feel like he's going to improve his situation as well. So the score is going to be coming in for red and green, are going to change the heat up a bit.
Sure did. 7.67 for Lasta Toledo. That vaults him into the lead. And we're going to wait for the last of Lucas Silveira and see what that does. 5.97 or better will put Silveira, who's out there in the green jersey, into second place. Still waiting on that score. But I love the slow motion that we get on the action, because if you're just part of our core surf audience, that can actually help everyone surfing. Just watching the mechanics and the technique of the world's best.
For sure. Absolutely, for sure. And just the, you know, the body positioning, the type of section they're doing the maneuver, of course their equipment, what their kind of, you know, boards are riding. You can take a look at all of that.
What's the time?
Right now, 6 minutes. 6 minutes. So 30 minutes, no restarts.
No restarts, huh?
Looking board Alicia's jet ski will bring you to the beach.
Yeah. Okay.
And you just got to paddle back out.
Okay.
And then if for some reason you go left or your current sweeps you way towards the harbor,
yeah,
you can wait for the ski. The ski will grab you and drop you off inside here so you can go back out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What do you think of that?
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I love the listen-ins that we're getting right now. We have like auto roving right now with our camera and the microphone, listening in on what's going on the beach, and I'm enjoying that. We had the soundbite from Josh Kerr telling us, hey, he's resigned to pretty much a free surf career and he's looking forward to it. And then from our beach marshal, Raymond Shito, you break your leash, you break your board, the jet ski will bring you in, and then you just change equipment and you paddle back out on your own accord. So keep that hot mic out there, guys. Great job.
Yeah, it'll just make our job easier. We just sit in here and watch and listen.
Well, you know, it's really good to hear. Of course, we can translate some of this stuff, but it's really good to hear from the horse's mouth with a lot of these athletes. And listen in. That's
Sorry. Was that an onomatopoeia?
Yeah, that would have been one too.
Okay.
But we don't have to go on a tangent. 5 minutes. Toledo, he's in the lead. Let's see. Double up section on the inside. There's that arc that we love to see from Toledo. Bang, onto the oncoming section. And no problem for Toledo. He just gets that sharp eye surfboards right underneath his feet, rides out for another score.
Say goodbye to that 4.03. And probably going to go, I would say, maybe the best wave of the heat. So he's going to be adding to that 7.67, but that final move, look at this little double up. That's where that crease comes in. See the wedge, first section there, full rail arc, and then this. That's commitment. When you put everything on the line into that section, there was a steep ton of speed carried through that maneuver. That is good stuff right there. You can learn a lot from that.
Imai, DeVault, up, out. He's going to have to really turn it up right now. He's sitting in 4th place. He just needs a 5.01 though, because more and more it looks like the battle right now at the 4-minute mark is going to be for second place and advancing in this heat.
Well, we're still waiting on the score here from Felipe, but yeah, you're right. You know, especially when you look at the clock ticking away.
Here's our recap, Peter.
Well, the beginning stages saw Tomas get to the 5.5. That was the best wave for him so far. And then Lucas Savetta, nope, we got Felipe with the 4.03, which actually does fit into his top 2 right now until we see wave number 6 post. But this one here, the 7.67, watch this arc. That is power. And being utilized on the Haleiwa walls. Beautiful stuff from Felipe. And that's going to give him the lead with that 7.67. Pushing Tomas Hermes down to 2nd. Lucas picked up his best wave, the that was the 5.93, yes. And that is his best wave so far, so he is in contention. He's going to turn around, needs a 4.54 for the lead, but watch this turn here. One of the best turns of the heat. Waiting on the score for that one, but that's going to keep him out front.
Sure is. Down to under 3 minutes, 2 minutes 45 seconds, still waiting for the last score of Felipe Toledo. Tomas Hermes hanging on to second place with the possibility of adding to his total on the new era leaderboard.
So watch the strategy here, Kaipo, because Tomas has priority. Lucas in that third position doesn't need much with a 4.54. Whoa.
Threw a little club sandwich at you. A little nose pick reverse. Whatever you want to call it. Incomplete, however. But what were you going to say?
Yeah, well, Tomas being in priority right here, he's got to cover both Imai and Lucas in order to try and keep it. There you go. What happens right there?
Was that a paddle? Is the priority going to change? We're watching our screen to see what the priority judge. We have a separate judge.
Well, this would really help out, actually, Imai, if they both get dinged for paddling for waves.
Yeah. Well, Lucas says, hey, I should get priority, and he does. Now he sees the visual on the judge's tower. Green P by his name. Green in the number 1 box. 1 minute 40 seconds to get it done.
Well, that was his strategy, was to try and make Tomas commit.
It worked.
And give up his priority, which he does. You know, it almost looked like both of them paddled for that wave. And Imai could have set up with the priority there at the end, but it ended up being with Lucas. And so with that minute 25.
Oh, who's that?
That is Malia.
Yep.
And her father.
Her father, Jamie Mitchell. We know him as a world-class paddler, 10-time Molokai to Oahu champ, and currently a standout on the WSL Big Wave Tour.
Well, you won Nazare, which is, you know, it's in the waiting period. We still have that event.
Oh.
What was that?
I just get scared when you say the word, Peter.
Well, we called that event together, and what an event it was.
50 seconds. Tomas chooses to go left. Doesn't want to just sit as the heat ends. He is in second place. It's all about Lucas Silvera and what the green jersey can produce. And even Imai Kalani DeVault, he only needs a mid-range 5.
Yeah, both of them are right in contention. Here's a move made. Ooh.
That was Imai. No go.
Does that change his priority? I think it does.
Well, it's neutral, I think, now. But really, the big deal is Lucas Silvera, you got to go. You got 15 seconds. You got to get to your feet. You can see him paddling in the corner of your screen. Got to go on something. Just give yourself a chance. Waves are pretty close together, but I don't think they're 5 seconds together. The countdown's going to happen right now, and he's going to go down sitting. Imai, if he can get a 5 on this, which that doesn't look like a 5-point wave, and it's not. So we're going to be back. Felipe Toledo moves on. Tomas Hermes goes on. We got more exciting stuff coming to you from the Hawaiian Pro. back in Haleiwa, the Hawaiian Pro, first jewel of the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. We're in heat number 14, the round of 13. We've got 16 heats total in this round. Michelle Borez out there along with Michael Dunphy, who's coming for Jack Freestone, Josh Kerr, and Carlos Munoz from that wonderful surfing nation of Costa Rica.
Who? Dumpy?
Carlos
Munoz.
Munoz, right here during the break. Bang.
Pura vida.
And here's a Spartan.
Late hit there. And look at all the speed he's carrying. Wow.
Wow.
Climbed that toilet bowl section very nicely. I think they'll give him the make on that. And then here's Dumpy. Virginia Beach. And he tags it. This is a great opportunity for him. He slid into this heat via an alternate position. Jack Freestone not able to compete because of the birth of his first child. So everybody picking up a little piece of the action here. Carlos skipping up another second wave.
Yeah. So we had a flurry when we were gone for that commercial break, and we'll catch you up with all the scores. We can tell you Carlos Munoz, his first wave was a 5.17. We'll see what else he has for us. Michel Borez, his opening score is just checking in right now. Hey, let's hear with Felipe Toledo. He won that heat handedly. The first view we've had of Felipe here on the North Shore 2017. He's with Ian Folke.
Yeah, Felipe Toledo was absolutely on fire in that last heat, and he actually came in and just asked me if Tomas Hermes made it. What a gentleman, Felipe. Obviously concerned about your fellow competitors, but a big day with Willian Cardoso making it officially onto the 2018 World Championship Tour. How good does it feel to have a couple countrymen joining you for next year?
Yeah, thanks, Folke. Yeah, you know, I had a goosebumps, you know, after Willian's heat. I was just like, oh my God, you know, I was like all psyched and, you know, ready for my heat, seeing like all the boys doing really good. And I've been watching the comp since heat 1 today, and I saw Peterson and Ian, you know, Jetty, Michael, you know, all the boys like ripping, and I was really excited, really, you know, happy to see all the boys doing good too, and obviously seeing Willian qualifying for the next year. It's man, it feels really good. I feel really good for him. I can imagine what he's feeling, you know. So it's after a lot of years trying and battling and fighting for a spot on the World Tour, you know, all the results are here, and Willian deserves it.
You know, Felipe, we're so used to you going to the air. You kept it on rail. Pete and Kaipo were absolutely loving it in the booth. I see you're riding an OK model by Sharp Eye. What did you guys do different for Hawaii this year?
You know, to be honest, this is kind of like an old board that I had at home that I never tried. I was just like, okay, this looks good. I'm gonna bring it to Hawaii, a little more meat, you know, like a little heavier. It's a 6-0 round tail, and yeah, it's feeling pretty good, you know. It's working good. I just tried on the heat, actually. It was brand new, and it felt good, you know, like a lot of drive, and you know, obviously here in Hawaii we need a bigger board, you know, like more area, the waves like lots more power, so gotta make sure we stay like connected to the board in the water, because there's like so much power going on. So so yeah, well, board's feeling good, and thanks, boys.
Thank you, Felipe. Back up to you guys for live action.
Thank you, Folke and Felipe Toledo. And that's, you know, we talked about him having fun in his heat and, you know, surfing pressure free. Took out a brand new surfboard, Pete, for his opening round here at the Hawaiian Pro.
Well, and that's just also having confidence in his shaper, Marcio Zubi, who has been putting together his equipment for many years now. So they've been working really closely together. So you literally can just go, you know what? That's a model that I know very well. This one, you know, I can see this got a little extra volume. You know, oh, it's got a little heavier glass. It's going to be perfect for Hawaii. I'm going to bring it with me, throw it in the board bag, and make it happen.
Here we go into round 3 and how we got our top seeds in this round, the final seeded round of the Hawaiian Pro. We have 22 championship surfers, along with the top 6 on the New Era QS ranking, seeded directly into this round of 64. Carlos Munoz. Carlito with a nice opening carve. And that's all he's going to get, however.
You know, a little interesting there. You could see, like, on the bottom turn, he lost a little grip, right, and then it kind of put him off timing for the next maneuver. He pulled it off, but probably not going to fit into his top 2 already. You know, he's got a pair of 5s already in the scoreline.
Got Josh Kerr with priority out there, the white P by his name. He's out in a white jersey. We heard before the heat Josh talking about what's the future going to hold for him, free surfing, but he still's got a chance to qualify for the 2018 Championship Tour. This guy's already on the 2018 Championship Tour. Michel Borez, currently number 16 on the Championship Tour Jeep leaderboard. So he's looking good for another season on the Dream Tour, but he wants another win here, and I'm sure he wants a Triple Crown.
And he's able, he would be one of the favorites, you would say, as we watch the replay here. But look at that turn. You know, those are the types of turns that has earned him a championship here at this Hawaiian Pro in the past. He surfs well at Sunset Beach, and you obviously know that he's not scared over shallow reefs at Pipeline. But look at that big layback snap that scores big points, and able to finish on that end toilet bowl section. So 2 beautiful turns from Michel Borez, and you would have to say this is going to be a big number.
Yeah, sure is. Michel Borez, he's on a short list of surfers that have won all 3 jewels here at the Vans Triple Crown. He took a win here at Haleiwa in 2013. He won the Vans World Cup at Sunset in 2014, and just last year in 2016 he became a pipe master. And that's a pretty short list of surfers. Let's take a look at that list of all 3 jewels being won here. Michel Borez, Joel Parkinson, Andy Irons, Gary Elkerton, and Mark Richards. That's it. Those guys all did the trifecta.
Absolutely. And you know, Gary Elkerton coming up runner-up to a world title. But Michel Borez, you know, he was in contention. I think it was, what, 2013, where he won a bunch of events. He was in contention for the first half of the year for that world title.
Sure was.
Fell a little bit short, but, or maybe it was 2014. Either way, it was close.
He won Margaret River, yeah. And then he kept on going. Score coming in. Peter, you thought it was going to be a big score. You were right. A 9.1 for the Spartan, Michel Borez. 15.43 of a possible 20, one of the higher heat totals we've seen today at Haleiwa. And that actually is going to put him in the top 10 for the competition of heat totals. Michel Borez with that 15.43.
And one of the few 9s that we've seen in this event so far.
Carlos Munoz is currently in 2nd. Whitewater climb. Quality of wave is pretty bad, though. It doesn't give him any more opportunity. With that 9.1, that 6.33 for Michel Borez, again, we're going to see a battle for 2nd place to advance out of this heat. This is what a 9 looks like, Pete.
And well, it's a nice size set wave, so he's carrying a lot of speed into this maneuver. That's that commitment and degree of difficulty. The 2-turn combo can get you 9 points, and that's what happened right there for Michel Borez. But look at it, the commitment to this maneuver. He put all that speed and everything into this thing as he watches Carlos Munoz just get sprayed in the face. But that is a committed move, and then look, right back to the bottom and right back into the lip. One more time, 9.1 points, no problem.
No problem for our Tahitian competitor. And he's still got 19.5 minutes to go. So he made quick work of it very early in this heat. Now what do? You got this big heat. You got this big total, Pete. He's got 19 minutes. What do you do now?
Well, you steer out of traffic.
Right.
You don't want to get into any hustles or tussles that could invoke an interference or anything like that. So you would kind of just wait it out. And ultimately, you're looking at that 6.33 as a low score. You're always trying to better that.
Josh Kersey, now in a white jersey, and just was eyeing up an air section, didn't get the lift that he needed, missed time, so he's going to have to try again. Opportunity for Dunphy, and he gets caught up and goes down.
So 2 similar falls, actually, from both Dunphy and Kerr. An unfortunate error there for Kerr. I mean, he was definitely looking for that one big air move, which he is so capable of, but didn't get quite the pop that he would have liked.
Patrick Gudauskas, he's going to be coming up next. He's been a standout so far at the Hawaiian Pro. He's coming up against Luel Felipe, Leonardo Fioravanti, as well as Kanoa Igarashi. But, you know, as I look at that new era qualifying series rankings, Josh Kerr is 28. Peter, and he doesn't even have a 5th score in there. He doesn't even have a 5th event. We take your top 5 events, and he also has a 600 in there holding a space. 2 decent finishes here, 2 semifinals, say. He's going to be back on, and then he'll have a choice whether he wants to come back to the championship tour. So he can still qualify via the qualifying series.
Well, he's got to get through this heat. Can't look too far ahead. But I think also he's kind of resigned himself to, as we see a wave there of Dumpy, you know, to taking that time to actually have a little bit of a break and go free surfing, because I think you know, his value is also kind of in that free surfing realm as well. He would easily kind of translate to throwing up some clips, and you know, he's already very entertaining.
Our heat leader with Michel Perez, and he just got a little caught up on the takeoff, so he's just going to kick out and make his way back up to the takeoff zone. Yeah, but we'll see what the decision is if he comes to that, you know, if he comes to that point and actually has to make that decision. We had Mitch Colburn in an interview earlier said, hey, there was this big differentiation between free surf world and, you know, the competition world in the past. And in the past couple of years on the WSL, it's really almost the same, as we see some of the most progressive surfing in the world happening in New Jersey on the World Surf League. There's Josh Kerr, 9,450 points, and that's only off of 4 events entered so far this year. Right ahead of him is Carlos Munoz, who's also in this heat. So big heat for both the Australian and the Costa Rican. Probably a bigger deal for Carlos Munoz because he hasn't had that taste of that championship tour. He wants to be on the Dream Tour. We'll see. Michel Perez choosing to go left. Whoa. And what a big hack to start off with. Little flatter face here. This wave is going to breathe through this section, but oftentimes they'll stand up back on the inside here.
Well, let's see if he utilizes. Remember we listened into this?
Yeah.
This is where all of a sudden you can go left and get an opportunity to get a ski ride here. He can wave his hand.
Well, I think it's only if he breaks his leash or...
You sure?
Yeah.
You said if he was way over there in the corner, he could wave.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
Okay.
Well, he didn't wave his hand, though, so
yeah.
he's going to paddle around. That's a risky move, to be calling a ski over from the channel to come.
This is what happened with Josh Kerr.
Oh, late. Pulls it off now. That was pretty wild.
We're waiting for that score and the replay of Michel Perez.
Oh, what a hack on the backhand, just perfectly placed. Had to negotiate the bottom turn through all that bump, and to get up there with some speed, so difficult to do. You know, he maybe even bettered the 6.33.
Yeah, he might have done that.
I mean, that turn alone was, you know, upwards of a 6 probably.
Yeah, I concur. That first turn on the backhand was money, and you know what? It paid off in a 6.67. Michel Perez does increase his lead. Now he's got a 5.77 heat total, and he's just head and shoulders above the other 3 competitors in this heat. We're halfway through. We're going to see who else is coming on in this heat. Lots of surfing coming your way. Stick around for more of the Hawaiian Pro. Thanks for joining us here at the Hawaiian Pro as we look to the qualifying series rankings, series tour overview. Those big 10,000s, we have 5 of them through the year. 6,000s, we have 5 of them through the year. We take your top 5 results, add them all up, and that is where your ranking is on the New Era leaderboard. But we have a lot of starting points for QS surfers like those 1,000s and 1,500s. Now, Peter Mel, we look at our top 10 currently coming into this event. We heard the news that William Cardoso has qualified, and now there's only going to be 6 spots left if we're void of any double qualifiers. Tomas Hermes there in number 5 just made his heat the last heat, so he's getting ever so close.
Well, but again, like Tomas has a bigger drop as far as his 5th result that he's getting rid of, as we watch that replay of, or not, that's live action of Carlos. But whereas Willian really made that jump, is that he was carrying a low score of an 840 points, with him going that 21 extra 100 points, boom, that puts him over into 18,700 points, and but that's plenty.
Tomas still did, like, he's already improved his standing just by making out that last heat, because he's holding, you know, 1,550. So he improved himself getting into that next round.
Oh yeah, he did. You know, but
Baby
only 400
steps.
points. Yeah, only 400 points. So I mean, again, you look at the totals, it's 17,430. Not quite safe.
Michael Dunphy wants to make the most of his opportunity. Got the news this morning that he was going to be in, and he's currently in 3rd place. He needs a 5.448 to move into Carlos Munoz. You can see the need in the blue column. Look at that big need of Carlos Munoz if he wants to move into 1st place. And why? Because Michel Borez in the red jersey's been having a smashing heat so far. 9.1, backed up with a 6.67. Big numbers from the Tahitian. What do we mean by a surfer in a combo situation, Peter?
Means you need 2 waves, totaling the number that you see in the blue, 15.77, which means that he can't do it with just 1 wave. 1 wave is a perfect 10. So he needs 2 waves, totaling 15.77. So if he gets himself over 5.78, we'll then take him out of combo.
Yep.
And which means he needs a 9.99 in order to do it, but he gets out. So you don't like being in a combo.
Yeah,
but if you're in the leading column and you're comboing your other rivals,
that's great.
That feels awesome.
But Carlos Munoz, you know, he doesn't need, that's for Carlos to take the lead. He'd be happy to get 2nd in this heat. And since we're taking top 2 and just live to surf on finals day. So, and he's looking the goods right now, especially since Michael Dunphy just pearled on that last wave. So clock's just going to keep on ticking down. Dunphy looking for a 5.48. Josh Kerr needs a 5.77. Carlos Munoz wants to defend his current 2nd place in this heat at 10 minutes and 20 seconds counting down. Scratching, up, riding. Josh Kerr taking off way deep. Nice little glide. Comes around this section, bangs the lip a little late, but goes complete on that maneuver. We'll see if it has a 5.77 once we have the replay of that, and then I'm going to have Peter Mel give his guesstimate on that score. Here it is. 5.77 is what you need, Peter. Talk us through it.
So again, a little tough getting into that section, but he does. And then finally, a little steep section, glides through it, carries the speed, then late hits it for a finish move. That's right there. I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk that he got it, but looks like he could be hovering around that number.
Jake Patterson, Snake, having some words with Leonardo Fioravanti, who's coming up next. Dunphy.
I wanted to listen in, dude.
Sorry.
Wanted to hear what the super coach had to say.
He said, get 2 good ones out there, Leo.
You want to jump in the water like 4 minutes to go? Yeah.
He's telling his surfers, get in the water. Hurry up.
This guy's got his leash on already.
All right.
Another heat's next, right?
Someone's a little excited.
This guy's got his leash on already.
10 minutes to go.
Okay. It's actually a little heckle fest because Kano is actually early to get ready for his heat. He's got his jersey on. He's ready. He's got his leash on. Meanwhile, Leonardo, who's going to be surfing against Kano, hasn't even seen the beach marshal.
And they're already starting their heat.
Doesn't even have his board. You know, it's just like so casual. And like Kano is like, you know, ready, chomping at it, going like, I'm out there.
Okay, well, we'll see how the preparation works for these two, but I love how the heat starts pre-heat, right? They're already heckling each other.
It's a mental game. And they're both in the same
just like
camp.
the UFC, when you start heckling each other before the fight even begins.
Why not? Dunphy. And that wave again, not producing for Michael Dunphy.
That's like, don't shake Slater's hand.
Yeah, there maybe, huh?
Right? You shake Slater's hand, man. All of a sudden, the mana just like whoop, just vanishes, and you can't even get away.
I hope that one day we can pull up that statistic on how many losses have come.
That would be
after the handshake. We'll have to look back at years of footage. A lot of years of footage, actually.
You know what's unique is think about who's in that heat as well, that is already in the water. Right? Didn't we see Patrick Godowski down there like minutes before, like leash on the shoreline, like ready to paddle out? So he was even earlier.
Leo's found his jersey finally. Little Perrier sit.
That's a Pellegrino.
Pellegrino.
It's going to be like fucking start. Just don't be fucking 34 from the start. Hey. Just inside, right? You're going to open with that 5 plus. Make sure you can see
He's coaching both of these guys too.
Yeah. Yeah, so just a little insight. Leonardo Fioravanti as well as Kanoe Igarashi both utilize Jake the Snake Patterson as a coach. They're in the Snake Tails camp. So Jake's got 2 horses in the race in this next heat.
And they're both different, right? They're different personalities. So there's different things you got to say to kind of pump up your surfers and what their strategy would be.
And you know what's the other thing about those 2 young men, Kanoa and Leo?
They've been hanging out since they're like 10.
And they all speak like 4 languages too. Leo probably speaks more, but they both are pretty incredible. They've been raised by the world.
It's true. It's absolutely true. And you know what? They've taken that. You know, it's one thing to travel the world at that young age, but it's another thing to actually take the time to learn another language.
Josh Kerr off the bottom, nice off the top there. Carves for a second maneuver. Little white water on the face, but it's not bother Kersey. Little float through that section. And laid back as that wave just goes super soupy. But a nice,
super soupy.
Nice combo. 5.54. He might have got it there.
Yeah, he did. I think he's going to grab second place, but it's not going to be by much. Let's take a look again. Just so smooth, though. Look how vertical he goes in this maneuver. He doesn't hammer it, but he didn't really need to. He wanted to keep himself flowing through this wave. That was the carve. He almost is there, but I think he gets there kind of on this last, float there. But the fall might hinder slightly. As you take a look here, nice meaty section straight up into it. That's that Timmy Patterson vertical blast and then straight into the bottom turn and then the arc. Commits the rail there.
Love our board talk. Timmy Patterson, he's been a shaper for so long, makes excellent boards, been probably shaping about 30 years now. His boards are under the feet now of Josh Kerr, as well as Italo Ferrero. So good to see guys utilizing that. And there's a big hug by Team Snake Tails.
Who initiated that hug?
I'm going to go with Kanoa.
Oh, okay.
That was
so he was the Jedi mind trick.
That was a little page out of Slater's book right there on Fioravanti.
We'll see.
You think it wasn't? We know Kanoa Igarashi is already qualified for the 2018 Championship Tour via the New Era leaderboard. He's currently 2nd place on that. If he does well at the Pipe Masters, he might be one of those double qualifiers again and let number 11 into the Championship Tour. And the score comes in for Josh Kerr, 5.77. As we predicted, enough to put Kerr in 2nd place. Carlos Munoz
by 0.03.
Still is a prediction.
It is.
Carlos Munoz drops down to 3rd. Michael Dunphy is still in 4th, but Munoz and Dunphy just need mid-range scores. Here's our heat leader in, Michel Perez, and there's the wonk and wobble and whatever you want to call it out there.
Just kind of gave up, like, what, mid-bottom turn on that one.
Paddle and not being able to get into it.
That is a loss of priority.
Oh, so that was a priority error. There we see the squares getting changed, and that is a bad play by Carlos because he had first priority. He needed a 5.42, and now he's back of the line in 4th priority because he made an effort to paddle into that wave.
Yeah, and it's a committed effort, so that means if you really dig and make an effort to catch the wave, and if you don't catch it, you will have that priority taken away.
Recap.
9 points, 9.1 for this little 2-turn combo, and it wasn't little. I'll take it. That's 2 big turn combo. And that is one of the best waves you've seen in this event, and then goes left. and finds a score. A 6.67 for Michel Perez. He has been out front since the beginning of this heat. He has not looked back. So it seems to be a bit of a battle for that second position. Josh Kerr right now holding on to it with a pair of 5s. And this was the wave that turned it for him. Came in as a 5.77. He needed a 5.74. So just barely finds his way into that second position. But there is some time left on the clock. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Can Carlos Munoz pull it out?
Here he is. Up into the whitewater climb. And no go for Carlos Munoz, so he kicks out. Costa Rican's gonna have to make a fast paddle back out, give himself one more chance. 2 minutes remaining.
Well, again, so you look at the non-priority situation here. Josh Kerr has second priority, and he can guard his position if he wants to, but I don't see him really making a move to move into that position to guard Carlos Munoz, where in contrast, Carlos has separated himself from Josh. So the defense can't really be played by Josh Kerr. So he's got himself a good, what, 10 yard, 15 yards, 20 yards, I'll say. So if a set were to come his way, Carlos has done well to get away.
Right, and that's how we get our scores. 5 judges, we throw out the high and low, and we average the other 2, and then we take the top 2 wave scores. On the top there, you see the unabridged version of this heat. All of the waves and all the scores being ridden. In the green are the surfers' top 2 scores. I like that little beach shot that we had of some of the Vans Triple Crown of surfing merchandise. We have a wonderful graphic done this year by Heather Brown, an acclaimed artist. It was on the back of the guys. And of course, we have special edition Vans shoes from our official partner, Vans, bringing Stoke to everyone since 1966. That's a long time of serving up Stoke. Thank you, Vans, for being a partner here. Michael Dunphy, 5.72. That's a good start. Big turn.
Needs another section, though.
Oh. Difficult. This inside water here. And sticks with it. Numbers of 5.72.
You can tell by his body language there, he didn't feel like he quite got there. I would have to agree with him.
Surfers can feel their scores if they get close or not, can't they?
Yeah, I mean, you should. I mean, you're judging every wave, you know, in your mind, going, okay, I needed a 5.74. I needed one more section there because it needed to be a solid. I mean, it's comparisons. He would have heard scores that he's already had for himself, let alone scores for other competitors.
Well, we'll be back with more of the Hawaiian Pro. For that, we're going to bring in Strider Wazalewski. We're going to bring in Chris Cote. Don't go anywhere because more surfing entertainment's coming your way.
welcome back. Stop number 1 here. The Vans Triple Crown of Surfing, live from Haleiwa, Oahu, on the North Shore. Chris Cote here with Strider Wasilewski. We've got a couple more heats on the day, but they are massive heats. Kanoa Igarashi, Leonardo Fioravanti, Patrick Gudauskas, Luel Philippe. This is going to be a big one.
Kanoa Igarashi actually has the opportunity here to leapfrog in the #1 position on the WQS because Jesse Mendez has fallen out of the draw.
Wow, so more of the storyline there you see. Beautiful on the beach, but there's some reef out there to contend with on your screen and a huge heat. Like we said, in the lineup, starting strong, Packadauskas, can he hang on? He cannot. So right off the buzzer, surfers getting involved here. Patrick Gudauskas, he is in the fight for his QS life. Another big heat for Patrick Gudauskas, who he had to beat a lot of people to get to this point. Unfortunately, one of the people he had to beat was his own brother, Tanner Gudauskas. He took him down previous day of competition. This was right off the buzzer, Kanoa Igarashi.
Slam through the lip, finding a milky one, which are usually nice and smooth on the face, and this one was. Gets 2 solid turns, comes in with a 5.83 to start it up, and here's Patty G throwing a little tail, trying to hang on, gets bucked off, a lot of white water, a little rodeo ride. Gets back out there. These guys in for a little paddle. Let me tell you, there is a lot of work to be done out the back.
It looks slightly, with each heat, cleaning up a little bit out here in the lineup. So you see Leonardo Fioravanti. He is a stellar performer in big rights like this. No stranger to big open ocean waves. Slamming it in the end section. Solid start. Watch out, Luel Philippe. This guy, a standout performer from day 2 of competition. It's like the Terminator, isn't he?
A couple of good turns right there, right off the bat. Couple of snaps, open face.
And that leaves Kanoa Igarashi and Packadauskas. Out the back's going to be Patrick Gudauskas. Cranks it off the bottom. Nice, crispy snap. Straight up into a foam climb. Makes it. I was about to say, trying a little bit to fit too much, but made it work. Sparky opening turn for Patrick Gudauskas.
Yeah, he laid into that thing. Well, a lot of the guys, here's Luel setting up into the bowl, looking for that lip line, finds a perfect little section, throws the tail out in front of him, and then gets a closer. Really clean surfing, and then here's Leonardo Fioravanti. Open face, little cut, trying to set up the inside. A lot of lump, but does really well through this inside section. So it'll drop while it on the inside corner, stays over the board, pushes over it. I like it. And then this one, boom. Oh, power gouge into the lip, and then a lip line, tail drop float. I like it. Spicy, a lot of action out here. 4-man heats. A lot going on in the water. We like it.
Well, we have a past champion on the beach. Michel Borez is with Ian Folke.
Yeah, I'm here with the Spartan. Michel Borez absolutely wreaked havoc on that last heat, left everyone in a combo position just minutes into it. But Michel, could you hear a thing out there, or were you just playing it by ear?
I couldn't hear anything. Even the guys were completely lost. The only thing I heard is like, okay, Michel, you're way ahead of everybody, so they comboed. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna hassle those guys. I'm just gonna let them do their job, yeah.
And Michel, you're one of 5 surfers ever to win all 3 events here at the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. How good does that accomplishment feel?
Oh, it's a big, you know, I'm super honored about it. You know, it took me 10 years to get to that level, you know, and I know this place is super special because Ali Beach is where I qualified. I won that event like long time ago, and then I won Sunset and last year Pipe, you know, so it's Hawaii is like, it's big for me, yeah.
And Michel, going into the rest of this event, you're not going to be surfing again today. You're going to be resting up tomorrow. What are you going to have to do to stay focused and take out another win here at the Hawaiian Pro?
I'm focused already. I haven't been doing great on tour this year. I'm actually 16 on the ranking, so I feel like, you know, it was a kind of a year off for me because I just had a second kid, and you know, you pretty much, as a dad, you just like in between job and work. I mean, job and family vibe, you know. So it's okay. I'm just trying to find my step, and next year will be better. Yeah.
Well, you've definitely got the dad strength with that 9.10 in the first heat of his first QS of the year so far. So, Michelle, best of luck in the rest of the event. We'll let you guys take it away for live action.
Wow, first heat of his first QS of the year. Looking solid. And I like that point there. You know, as a second kid, couldn't fully focus on the task at hand, as it should be. Family first, work second. But it's nice to see Shel Perez, you know, finding his footing. And of course, he did it here at Haleiwa. This is, again, a very special place to Perez, as he said. Not only taking a win here, but also this is where he qualified. You know, it's, you never forget your first time.
I think it's a crazy stat that there's only 5 to ever have won all 3 of the events. Even crazier is that nobody's ever won all 3 in the same year.
I mean, there's a long list, right, of Vans Triple Crown of Surfing winners, and that is an illustrious list. I mean, that is the list. But then out of that list, you have 5 surfers. 5 surfers in the history of surfing who have won a stop, each and every stop, but never done in 1 year. Dan Gudauskas, get us back on track here with 2 massive hooks. Gudauskas. This guy means business.
He's fired up, man.
He's
Did you see the face on that kid right there?
He's tasted the championship tour. He wants back to the table. The feast is there waiting for him.
Mm-hmm. Just like Willian.
Yep. Once you've tasted that glory, all you want to do is get back there.
Ooh. Here's a replay. Difficult drop in. Comes off the bottom and just lays into it right there. Kicks out the tail and then gets another one off right here. Grabs the rail. A little no claim right there. Chest out. He's out. Pretty solid. This is the view I like right here. Pretty much what the judges are looking at. Just pushing off the lip, kicks the tail out a bit, and then comes around to this inside and just throws it around and grabs the rail first. This little steez. Look at that. Kicks the tail. Tries to throw it a little sideways over the hips. He's having fun.
That was awesome. That was awesome surfing right there from Patrick Gudauskas. And I believe that wave is going to leapfrog him into the lead. Patrick Gudauskas, a 7.17, paired up with a 3.33. Currently in first place, Kanoa Igarashi in second, Luel Felipe in third, Leonardo Fioravanti down in fourth. All surfers with at least 1 score of note on the board. 7.17, the highest single wave score of this heat.
Well, naturally the ocean doing all the work today. Plenty of current out there, going against the grain, turning up the bottom. And the boys just having a blast.
Leonardo Fioravanti has to give way to Kanoa Igarashi, who's in second priority. Nice turn straight up into the left, almost the snap of the event. Now the wipeout of the event. We'll keep our eyes on Kanoa Igarashi.
He looks okay.
Shaking it off.
You got to shake that one off big time. That was a lot of water coming down on your head and just mistiming the connection where the lip scrapes back down. So right here, Leo has to back off because Kanoa has priority. So he does a nice little setup snap, eye line coming down, and then the board hit just before the lip, and the board needs to hit with the lip. So you see him come up into it. He actually connects perfectly, and then he comes over the top of it. And on his re-entry right here, the board drops out a bit and catches at the bottom right there before he goes weightless. And everything kind of needs to click at the same time right there, the lip and your weight on the board as you hit at the bottom. And the board hit without the weight, and just, the thing just mowed him over.
That's scary first and foremost on your knees, but then secondary, the board. I mean, that's where you break boards right there. Here goes Fioravanti, speeding down the line, straight up in the lip again. He just, a little bit too much throughout the turns there. Over-psyching.
Little windshield wiper,
yeah.
You know, like could have never got that tail up into the lip, really, right?
Lateral.
Well, and also like he just kind of threw the board up on it and brought it back down, whereas you didn't see him drive the fins up into the lip and throw the tail over. Watch. So he's, puts the board up there but doesn't push on the tail. Puts the board up there but doesn't push on the tail again. Puts the board up there, doesn't really push on the tail. Again. You know, right? He's like almost doing it, but he doesn't really commit to it. And the judges won't reward him with a very high score for that. They want to see the pure commitment.
He's sitting on a 4.33. I think he was setting it up down the line, projecting into something big. The section never came for him.
He's going to better the 4.33 though.
Yeah, this heat is still wide open. I mean, we've got 17 minutes, 50 seconds to go. All surfers right now just kind of finding their feet. Pakadauskas with a 7.17. That's your highest single scoring wave. Fioravanti's going to improve on his 4.33.
Man, I hope Leo's grandma is not watching.
She'll be nervous.
Because I was kind of just like, I wasn't like really giving Leo full props right
she's
there.
She's going to light you up.
And she gave me a shout out, or actually Leo gave me a shout out on his Surfline profile. Because he asked his grandma about who she wanted to get an autograph with. And I happen to be that guy.
Wow. Star power. Here's a 2018 confirmed Championship Tour competitor. Kanoa Igarashi up and down. And Leonardo Fioravanti gets the 5.23. That's enough to get him in second place. We've got a heat, folks.
Kanoa's been close to some big scores, but he's fallen off a couple times in this heat, so that's been the demise. But in the beginning of this year, the whole thing behind that camp was making sure that you committed to big turns and make the difference in your surfing.
And there's the whole Gadauskas crew. So the brothers, you saw Patrick Gadauskas' wife, Hanale. I DJ'd their wedding. Did you know that?
How fun was that?
Good times.
Where was that?
San Clemente.
Good times.
16 minutes, 24 seconds to go. Luel Philippe up and out. He's got a 5.83 to start. Don't know if anything too insane went on in his last wave. We'll see. This is look at Kanoa Igarashi.
Quick snap off the top for Kanoa. Looking for more, but there's nothing. Jumps out of that thing, and here's the replay for Luel Philippe from Brazil. Kit Kat across the face. A little late to the party on that hit, and he's out.
I take it back. Pakadauskas got married in Tahiti. I DJ'd his American wedding party, let's say that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he got married to you. I just didn't want to say it.
I wasn't invited to that one.
Oh.
I was invited to the other one.
No.
To work. And there's his wife, Hanale.
The Tahitian wedding was amazing, I'm sure. And you know what? The party was even better because you DJ'd.
Thank you. 15 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Team Vans in the house. You saw Dylan Graves, Caius King. Check out Dylan Graves' Weird Waves. It's a good series. I know that the Vans crew is over here filming a bunch of content, having fun. It's on the Van Surf Instagram. Here's some serious business. The New Era qualifying series.
Wow.
More and more names are dropping off this list.
All the shadowed names are gone, and the dark names are still in.
Look at that. Number 16 on the New Era qualifying series rankings. Patrick Gadauskas, he's got to be loving the list above him with big names dropping out.
Well, if he makes it through this heat, I think he's going to be bettering a result, right? And that's going to put him into a better position for qualification.
And on the flip side of that, the top 10 on the New Era qualifying series rankings, Kanoa Igarashi. This could be just the switch he needs. He could win the QS, which would be huge.
That would really piss off Jesse Mendez, because I saw Jesse coming over here and he was fired up to take this thing down. You know, he doesn't want to lose that title. He wants to win it. Qualifying series, one of the hardest things to win.
Absolutely. 14 minutes to go. Gadauskas in the lead. Fioravanti now in second. Kanoa Igarashi in third. Luel Philippe. Haven't seen much of Luel. Only 2 waves ridden.
But Luel sitting down there in fourth. We saw him kind of fire up.
Oh, yeah,
the other day.
We were talking.
We had a big conversation about that, and
this guy's gnarly.
He pretty much shut me up.
Yes,
because I wasn't like talking about.
You were not fanning out.
He was like, really? Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
He just came through and just, you know, was throwing tail and getting big scores on, you know.
That's the reverse of the commentator curse.
Yeah, I would say that the judges did a lot of work too there.
13 minutes, 28 seconds to go. Swell pulsing through the lineup.
Look at that lineup. I mean, it honestly, trying to make something out of that mess is crazy hard.
So
That is not a traditional Haleiwa lineup. That just looks like a rapid.
A Class 5 rapid. Here we go, having a look. It is Pakadauskas, surfer in white from San Clemente, California. Big vertical snap, blowing the tail. Every turn with criminal intent. Kadauskas wants this.
He was so psyched. I think he's like levitating off his board. He was just trying to get back down on it. That was crazy looking.
I believe he's riding a Channel Islands Fever. He's got a fever.
He's got priority here, so he gets his way getting into it. And this boy bowls up perfect, blam, straight up into the lip, blows the tail over, and then has a little bit of a hiccup recovering on the inside, but gets it together.
This is live action. Kanoa Igarashi spraying himself down the line. Trying to get on the open face, fighting through it. Gets one final maneuver. Currently in third place, needing a 3.73. And Luell Philippe's in fourth, only needing a 3.73.
Yeah,
a tight heat.
Very small requirements. We've got mid-range scores for Kanoa, Leo, and Luell. So nobody really blowing this thing wide open. The only one who's got a score is Patrick. Here's a replay right here. Kanoa giving himself a little spray in the face. It was kind of like when the snowboarders give himself a little face shot.
Leonardo Fioravanti trying to solidify that second place. And with back-to-back turns like that, he will be doing it. It was an incredible series of maneuvers. Fioravanti, love his style. Everything is right there, spot on, isn't it? Really nice looking surfing.
That was some great surfing right there. Leo's stepdad, Stephen Bell, usually a very familiar face out on tour when, well, this year it was tough, you know, because he was out there supporting his son. And right here, does a little setup snap, comes to this inside. Look at this ramp. Bam!
I was worried about him in the beginning of that way.
Ooh, big cut back into the corner right there. I mean, that was a couple of great turns. Rivaling the turns of the heat right there. So Leo looking really on point. That second section he got to hit, well, it just had the perfect corner on it. He just blasted it.
10 minutes, 45 seconds to go. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more action. Round 3, Heat 15. Kadauskas, Fioravanti in first and second place. Stay tuned to see how this ends up.
I'm Joshua Mamiz. We're here at the Vans Triple Crown, and this is the GoPro Break Breakdown. Haleiwa's a little hidden down the point on the North Shore. We're on the lower side of this, like what we call the 7 Mile Miracle. Typically when you got the normal size, when it's like 4 to 6 feet, you have the right that you sit off the rec center, which the locals call, and then you have the end section that's called the toilet bowl, and that's like the end bonus section. Sometimes it gets too heavy to hit, so you have to dodge it, but during an event, you always have to just go for it no matter what. So one good thing that when it's small, at least there's 2 peaks out there, so you can get a little bit tricky with priority, and if you're under them, kind of move around. So you're gonna see a lot of like very exciting, like high performance surfing.
Haleiwa, one of the only breaks in the world when you say Joshua Moniz really going for it on the toilet bowl. It's actually a good thing. Official partner, GoPro, giving us the GoPro breakdown. Chris Cote here with Strider Wasilewski. We're in round 3, heat 15. And it is serious business out here. The lineup is churning, tons of water moving and increasing swell. During the break, Luel Philippe fighting back into this heat.
A quick setup, bang, throws it up in there in the corner. A little whitewater fin drift, that was pretty sweet.
The one thing you know about Luel is he will never give up. You're gonna have to surf against him till the final second of this heat because he is a fiery competitor. 7.5 to go. Fioravanti, his last wave comes through, a 5.23. He is now in the lead. Gudauskas sitting on that 7.17. Second scoring wave comes through a 3.9. Plenty of room to grow for Gudauskas. He's going to want to shut the door here, get himself another 6 or 7 to really solidify his place in advancing position. Kanoa Igarashi's looking fiery as well. This is going to be a tough 7 minutes for all 4 surfers in the lineup.
I wonder where you'd end up if you just sat there on your board.
Keiki.
You'd be all the way out the back, huh? You'd be out that buoy out there where the shark dives are going on.
Well, the one thing that would be your saving grace on a big day at Haleiwa is if you do get thrashed all the way across the lineup, you end up in a harbor. So that's your safe space over there. It's a long ways away. Like, you do not want that to happen. Here goes Leonardo Fioravanti, current heat leader. Got a wedge on the inside, straight off the bottom. Bam, up into the lip. Rides away. Now that is how you finish a wave.
Man, those waves, and they're sucking out on the reef like that, committing to that turn. That was just really confident surfing right there. You got to
makes you hold your breath for a second.
I held my breath for a second, and it was fun to watch. You know, there's a lot of lump out there, so it did well to do that first turn, and then see it sucked up on this inside section. Bam! Slams it down and just did really well to keep the nose from poking in. Here's that first turn. A little hiccup on the bump coming up the face, but then it lines up on the inside right here, and he just goes for the bottom turn, times it perfectly. So he gets the good slam, throws a little tail in there, releases down, and literally left the lip, and almost did the same thing Kanoa did, but pulled it out. You know, Kanoa had that weightless thing where then he got mowed over. Well, Leo had the same weightlessness, but was angled enough over the board to where he regained composure and was going fast enough coming back in to regaining compose before the lip took him out.
When you take control of an out of control situation, like Leonardo Fioravanti just did, you get rewarded. The judges throw in the hammer. 8.27. Leonardo Fioravanti surfing out of Italy, way out in the lead. That was let's go down to the beach. We got Ian Folke with probably a very stoked Jake Patterson after that last wave.
Yeah, Cote, I'm here with Jake the Snake Patterson, full-time coach to the Quicksilver team and part-time Golf Geek. Jake, you got 2 surfers in the same heat in Kanoa and Leo. How do you possibly coach guys in that situation?
Well, it's actually a good situation because, like, in these heats, 2 guys get through. So, you know, in the World Tour events, like the man-on-man heats, it's pretty tough because, you know, you coach against each other to one guy's got to win. But right now, 2 guys can advance. Leo's actually doing really, really well. So Kanoa only needs a 5. So hopefully he can pull it out in the last 5 minutes.
And Jake, everyone's been loving your commentary on your own camera shooting at these heats. Snake Tails, people can check you out on Instagram. Kanoa in a much better spot than Leo currently. What does Leo have to do to make it back on tour if he can't qualify through pipe?
Well, he's just got to put his balls on the line, really. He's got to, like, really step it up and make a couple of finals. Like, anyone can make it from now because these 2 events here have so many points. So, you know, if he steps up, anyone can make it from, you know, he can make it easy. He's just got to step it up.
Thank you, Jake Patterson, a man of few words, but solid ones. Leo, step up, make or break time. Back to you guys.
Yeah, that was cool to kind of get that from the other side. You know, there's tense situations happening in the lineup, but on the beach as well. I mean, there's kind of a battle of the coaches. Jake Patterson, one of the best coaches you can get. This is Pat Gudauskas during that interview.
Finding a really nice wave. This section right here, just slamming it up into the lip. coming down with the lip and then trying to get the foam climb, re-entry over the toilet bowl right there, just kind of going for it. We heard in the GoPro breakdown just before that about how, you know, in a heat, you got to go for it. And, well, he did, right over it. Just.
This is going to be a long 3 minutes for the Gudauskas camp as they watch, waiting for a score for Patrick Gudauskas' last wave. He's currently in second place, but, man, not a lot between him, Luel Philippe, and Kanoa Igarashi. Kanoa needing a 5.25. Luel Philippe needing another 5.25, so this heat is still on the red line. But the score coming through for Patrick Gudauskas, that could help him out. Just a pretty big separation from low to high as we wait for one final score to drop through. We have 5 judges, international panel. They throw their scores in there. Bottom, top score thrown out. Average mid 3 scores. That's how you get your final number. It's Kanoa Igarashi. As that score for Gudauskas drops, this would have to be a massive score for Kanoa, needing an 8.27 now. Well surfed. Was it enough as Gudauskas drops a 6.93, just solidifying his second place hopes. Under 2 minutes to go.
I don't think that's going to be the 8.27 Kanoa needs, but it's definitely going to better his score line and put him in a better position to need less. You can see him gets in with a nice little roll in, actually. A little whitewater bump, and then comes to this corner. Quick hit off the back. Comes around. Kind of a setup snap, and then a good little fin throw finish. A little momentum sweep off the lip there, but
that was a solid wave, but I mean, he needs.
Those are just minor fundamentals for this heat. So he's, you know, it's going to be probably a 6.5.
Had he pulled the snap,
the big one
of glory, almost, this would be a different story. And it really comes down to a lot of times one maneuver could make or break your heat. Under a minute to go. Fioravanti needs this win. Gudauskas, he wants it more than anything. 45 seconds. Luel Philippe with priority.
No, I got a 7, and if he can get back out there and find another little nugget and go to town on it, he could pull it out. He only needs a 7.11. Kanoa Igarashi. If not, well, Jesse's probably going to retain that lead.
20 seconds. Gudauskas camp. Hold on. Here we go. Where is Luel Philippe? That's the guy in a dangerous spot right now. He needs a big score. He's got the firepower. He needs the wave. He's in priority. Searching, scanning the lineup. Here it is. Last chance for Luel Philippe. Needs an 8.27. He would be hoping for a dream run on the inside. It will not be an 8.27. And there you have it. Leonardo Fioravanti. Rough start, but he finishes strong, gets the win, and Patrick Gudauskas moving on. Another incredible heat in the books. That was round 3, heat 15. More surfing to come. Do not go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this next heat. You're watching the Hawaiian Pro. firing it up.
I'm pretty
Last
sure.
heat of the day. Chris Cote here with Strider Wasilewski. This is the Hawaiian Pro Round 3 Heat 16. Stuart Kennedy, Alejo Muniz, Thiago Camarão, and perennial Hawaiian Pro favorite, Wade Carmichael. Do you have the power, Strider?
Yes, that was Jeff Dorner's new band blasting out the song Power. Wow. Just kidding.
Great track. Got me fired up.
Well, you better get fired up if you're going out of these conditions, because it is a raging whitewater rapid. While we were away at the power song, Carmichael throwing down some power moves of his own, trying to get this thing started.
Wade Carmichael really has a knack for showing up when it counts.
God, he just went mental here. He was on shred mode through this event. It was crazy.
I was, again, just picking up...
Was that last year or the year before, I think it was?
I picked up the new Free Surf magazine.
And there he was.
A beautiful magazine over here. It's so nice to see. Nice print magazine. And yeah, Wade Carmichael getting the call as a qualifying series hopeful. They say, quote, the regular footer's aggressive forehand rail work serves him well on the predominant right-hand venues of Haleiwa and Sunset. With some swell and a little luck, he could easily turn heads once again, and he's already started that with a 4.67. Stu Kennedy, he has been here since 8 o'clock in the morning.
Stewie!
All day.
Well, I wonder if his good luck charm is here.
Well, he's got a couple of nice looking Pizels that I've seen him carrying around on the beach.
Connor O'Leary usually hanging around, backing up his man, Stu Kennedy.
So the 30-minute heats, same rules as before. Top 2 surfers will advance. Bottom 2, they're done. Till next week, the Vans World Cup at Sunset Beach. And as we saw in that last heat, Leonardo Fioravanti looked lost for the first 10 minutes, then really found the power, cranked it up, got himself a win. And that was a really nicely surfed heat by Leonardo, as well as Patrick Adauskas, who got second place. So 2 surfers with CT dreams. And here's the winner of that last heat. He's got to be shocked. That was a bit of a comeback from the beginning. Leonardo Fioravanti powering through on the beach with Rosie Hodge.
We got Leo, and Leo, we couldn't help but notice yourself and Keanu, you have a bit of a heckle fest before you hit the water. There's Kanoa, sorry.
Little brother.
Thank you. Well, you guys have a bit of a heckle fest before you hit the water. There's that undercurrent of competitiveness as well as being good friends. What's it like to have a heat with one of your good friends?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much one of my best friends. I've known him forever, and we traveled the whole year together. And we actually hadn't had a heat. Last heat we had together was in Pantene semifinal, the year that I won over there. So it was exciting, you know, we've been staying here for the last 10 days and we knew that we had the same heat, so we've been joking around with Jake and everyone. And too bad we couldn't both make it, but I mean, that's how it is, competitive surfing.
And you guys are staying together. Will Kanoa have to do the dishes tonight?
He's got to do them anyways because I cooked lunch for him, so.
That's so nice of you. And Jake, you know, you guys have been doing so well on tour together. What kind of advice does he give you before you hit the water? He pretty much says this is the event that you have to lay it all on the line. These last 3 events of the Vans Triple Crown are so important for you.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta, out here it's all, you know, it's big wave, it's pretty solid waves, it's solid surfing, so you just gotta be smart, and whenever you get sections, hit, you know, go big, and if you make, you're gonna get rewarded, of course. And that's what I tried to do. I tried not to make many mistakes. I made a couple at the start, but luckily I managed to come back towards the end of the heat, and hopefully I can just keep on doing this until the end of the event.
Well done, Leo. We'll see you in the next round. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, sounds simple. Just surf like that, and you'll probably win the event. Leonardo Fioravanti dominating that last heat.
Fun to watch,
the second
for sure.
I'm going to say dominating the second part of that last heat. Great finish. Kanoa Igarashi.
Again,
along with
14-point totals.
Third.
Getting those two totals, making it through 14-1,
yeah,
14-5.
That's the lucky number today. We won't say luck because it's obviously hard work.
Skill.
So Wade Carmichael, the only surfer in the water to have 2 waves. Second wave coming through. It's probably going to be right there with his first score. So a 4.67 and a 4.17. One solid turn on the inside section. Your WSL update downstairs on the ticker. Check it out. see if your favorite surfer has made it through. If it's going too fast for you, here's what you can do. You can get yourself the WSL app, and that will have all the results. Did your guy win? Did your guy lose? Find out on the WSL app.
How about the fact that the year is coming down to the end? The world title race is going to come to a serious head. We are going to see probably the best finish that we've seen
in both men's and women's.
In both men's and women's here in Hawaii.
I think you've been looking at WSLTitleRace.com, haven't you?
I mean, why not? You go there, you check it out. The scenarios are there. You get to see what everybody's doing. Hey, here's a little replay. Speaking of seeing what people are doing, Wade Carmichael finds a little double up. Rio, just look at this bonus section. Bam!
That was
karate chop to the lip.
Radical.
Sup?
Stuart Kennedy. Be his second wave red and his first wave just a .63. I could watch that last snap of Wade Carmichael 5 or 6 more times.
Just because
that was really cool.
You know how fun it is to be going fast and just click through a lip and time it like that. Not that we do that, but here's a replay of Stewie.
These guys are getting.
Yeah, just a clean little snap, and then it comes late, but really made it look correct. So I like that, cleaning it up, making it look good. And then Camarao on the replay comes around the corner, trying to find the line, but just digs the rail.
So that's what would happen to most of us if we tried to turn out there. Really tough waves to surf, but these guys are making it look relatively easy. 20 minutes, 57 seconds to go. Carmichael in the lead. But again, this heat really has yet to unfold. See our first look at Alejo Muniz.
Check this replay. Watch his Slambo. Big old Lamborghini off the top, but then comes in and just kind of like gets mixed up. Look at this. Throws the board up vert, slams it, throws the tail out, and he's coming down with good time, and then, oh, nope, he's a little late to the party. Board gets sucked into the lip by the white water, and all that water just grinds him down underneath and just pushes him around. He's just in a spin cycle right there.
The vortex. Alejo Muniz looking like he's representing Sharp Eye Surfboards. Sharp Eye has a strong contingent on the QS and the CT. Felipe Toledo also, Team Sharp Eye.
Old Philly boy, man. That boy is one of the most exciting surfers in the world to watch, and hailed as the best small wave surfer in the world by the rest of the tour.
I mean, has he surpassed Rob Machado? He's the best small wave surfer?
It's 2017.
Oh. 19 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Carmichael in the lead. The new era qualifying series. Not a lot of time left on the qualifying series. This is where things get stressful for surf fans, because you start to see World Tour hopefuls going down. We've already seen some big names bowing out.
And Griffin Colapinto has already made it through. Wade Carmichael looking pretty solid. And look at Ezekiel Lau.
There it is, your new era qualifying series men's rankings, number 1 and 2 on the QS, out. So technically, Yago.
Could Yago just...
He could win the QS.
Come around the corner and say, thank you very much. I'll take that title, my friend.
How hyped. William Cardoso's in. Tomas Hermes, I mean, he is right there. Last year, he was on a tear. Hurt his ankle. Had to pull out of competition. It was a heartbreaker because he was right there again. Looking at qualification, he is looking strong this year. Couldn't happen to an extra guy. Tomas Hermes, awesome. Looking forward to seeing his role continue. This is our last heat of the day, last heat in round 3. From here, you know, things start to get really interesting in terms of not only who's looking at qualification, but also who is our Vans Triple Crown of Surfing leaders. Wade Carmichael's always in that conversation.
Who's going to be the rookie of the year for the Triple Crown.
Wow.
It was Ethan Ewing last year.
It was Ethan Ewing last year.
It's not going to be him this year.
Will not.
Can't get that title twice. It's a one-time only.
Well, we've got a lot of surfing
offer that we bring you here in 2017.
We've got a lot of surfing to come here in the Hawaiian Pro, and then things have a way of starting over and resetting themselves as we go to the deep water, Sunset Beach, the Banff World Cup. Hey, what's up? That guy's on the championship tour in 2018, Willian Cardoso. The happiest guy on the North Shore.
It looks
right
like he just lost like 100 pounds off his back, huh? He's so stoked.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not to be on vacation when you get that feeling. All right, back to the business at hand. Alejo Muniz, slow start, 2 waves in the pour range. He's climbing back up, trying to catch the judge's eyes. Big finish. Pretty good.
A lot of work.
A lot of work for an okay wave.
There's there's been a lot of conversation about judging, and that we'll walk through this wave with Alejo here. We'll get back to the point there, but the surfing snapping into the corner right there, solid. Another really solid turn right there, and then he comes to the inside. He finished with the drop wallet, which was a solid little finish.
That was cool surfing.
So it was great surfing. There's been a lot of conversation about, as the evolution of the surfing changes, so should the evolution of the judging. So there's I think it was published, it was an article done by Shane Beshen, and he was talking about how excellent scores have to involve some kind of high risk. And I agree with him.
And I think we've seen that on the day and on tour.
When it comes to the just, strictly like hollow barrel thing, it's going to have to be them dropping out of the sky, really putting them as deep and late as possible into waves. And then on waves like this where there's performance, you're going to have to get technically advanced and go through the lip and do some damage above the lip as well as on the face.
Well, I think the judges have really done their homework, especially this year in really studying what airs are harder than others and rewarding guys for doing, fully executed 540s as opposed to 360s with the revert out.
Yeah. No, I think they've been doing their judging on the technical side of aerials and that, but like for me, there was an excellent score dropped for Connor O'Leary today. We went straight up vertical on the backhand. Live action.
Blue Elf Fleet.
Not
I'm
Blue
sorry.
Elf, no.
Just thinking of Thiago Powerhouse and Thiago Camarão, surfer out of Brazil. Again, slow start at 2.67 and a 0.37. This guy is capable of big surfing. He just needs that canvas. First score of note coming through for Alejo Muniz, a 4.5. So Wade Carmichael's still in the lead, dropping yet another score. Consistent score line. He drops at 5.43. So when you see a surfer 3 waves in a row, improving on each and every score, like Wade Carmichael's doing, that surfer's getting on a roll. That's when they get hard to beat. Stuart Kennedy blasting an upside down inverted reverse, goes down. His last wave was a 4.4. And while it is getting closer to golden hour, still a lot of work to do in the lineup. These guys just fighting to stay in position. Positioning has been critical all day.
A couple of replays. Wade doing some work. Thiago Camarão finding a little cut down into the corner to look for the closeout slam right here. Throws the fins out. Considered a make? I don't think so.
You've really got to make it obvious. And with a little bit of a late takeoff, a chip in for Alejo Muniz. That was a big opening turn. Just gets caught behind a little bit. He's still surfing well enough to find himself in second place with a 1.87.
Not a whole lot of big scores on the board right now. Thiago just put up his best number. We'll see where that comes through. Alejo on a 4.5. I mean, really just mid-range scores. There they are. The judges up in the tower putting down the numbers.
And they will be watching this guy like hawks, because they know any one of these sections pops up, he'll obliterate it. Wade Carmichael. And you know, when you're looking at the QS as a whole, you know, Wade Carmichael kind of hovers through the middle until he gets to the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing, and then he really rises up to the challenge. Last 3 years running, Wade Carmichael has been a name we've heard over and over and over as a guy to watch. And I say that continues. 12 minutes, 15 seconds to go. We'll be back. The culmination of round 3, heat 16. You're watching the Hawaiian Pro. Stay tuned. We're back. The back end of heat 16 here, round 3. 11 minutes ago, Wade Carmichael in the lead, Alejo Muniz in second, Stuart Kennedy third, Thiago Camaral in fourth. Chris Cote here with Strider Wasilewski. Nobody really cracking this heat open yet. But we know with 10 minutes, 50 seconds to go, there's going to be some urgency pulsing through the lineup, some desperate measures. These surfers are going to have to dig deep. It's been a long day of competition, and they know full well you've got to finish strong. Do not leave this heat up to the last couple of minutes, because, I mean, we've seen upsets in the last 30 seconds of a couple of heats today. You gotta surf to the buzzer blows.
These surfers all pretty even keeled with their attempts in the water. I feel like Alejo, the only one who kind of really showing that kind of intensity that we saw in that last heat, where we saw Gudauskas really kind of fired up and Leo really kind of giving it that like 1-2 punch and really putting it on the rail. Like really, you can see the energy coming out of them. And in this heat, it's pretty subdued. You know, you don't feel that kind of buzz.
Yeah, it feels like they're kind of trying to lay groundwork, and I think right now they're realizing time's going fast. As you see, Alejo right there, who was in second priority, having a real dig. And there you see priority goes. Okay, so we had a big paddle for that wave. Why did the priority judge put him back and forth from second priority? What did he do there? Did he just try too hard to paddle for that wave?
If you show intent,
that's a simple call.
Simple intent for a wave, you're going to lose priority.
And that's what happened for Muniz. Now in third priority as Stuart Kennedy takes off. Nice carving turn to start this wave off. Back into the pocket. Nice finish. This is a good matchup here. All 4 of these guys, similar styles. They got a similar set, you know, of kind of trademark maneuvers. I think Stuart Kennedy definitely going to wipe off that .77. Nicely surfed.
Off the bottom, quick sweep. Gets caught on the rail a little bit right there, so not super clean. But neither are the conditions, so really hard not to catch a rail today. Finishes off with a little slam on that inside corner coming at him.
Sparky finish there.
Throws the arms up.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Stuart Kennedy's first scoring wave, a 4.40.
Looks like he's going to get the score to get into the second place here. With only 8:14 on the clock, we see the flags are flying.
Yeah, we've got a deep international field. But I tell you, as we get into round 4, we have made a savage cut through the lineup here. Half the field out. And then big heats coming up. Round 4.
Stu Kennedy, boy, he needs a solid run here on the QS. Sitting down in 32nd on the WCT. That's not where you want to be. That's not requalifying.
And I wouldn't say pipeline is his... Obviously, he'll charge it. He'll surf it well, but when you put him against guys like John, you know, you would say not quite his forte. But
you're going to give John the nod against Stu Kennedy at pipeline?
But Stu Kennedy at Haleiwa and Sunset Beach, that plays into his wheelhouse nicely. He could, not easily, but he could very well get 2 big results here and qualify.
We all have to admit, though, the best we've seen Stu Kennedy surf is on those little running rights on the Gold Coast where he was just smoking fools.
Well, that's his forte.
Right.
But put him in a big right, he'll rip.
I want to see it.
6 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Kennedy now in second place. Alejo Muniz needing a 5.58. Thiago Camaral needing a 7.4. 6.5 to go. Let's take a look at a heat recap. Last heat of the day here at the Hawaiian Pro. Round 3, heat 16.
Wow. Look at that rail line. A lot of spray. Just digging it in. It's got that good down carve, right?
The DC?
Yeah, I like it. I like the DC. Kind of a favorite for the day. And then this man, late to the party, but look at how he just angled back out into the flats. Beautiful surfing right there to Stu Kennedy.
Alejo. Blue collar heat, huh?
Yeah, Alejo.
Hard working.
Yeah, working man's heat. Couple of snaps up. That's why you see the scores so low. Because nobody's really blowing anybody away. Nobody's going above the lip. Nobody's putting it out there and really, you know, taking it to the next level. But they're doing fundamental surfing. They're getting fundamental scores. And if they go out there and one guy goes blam above the lip and brings it home, they're going to get some big scores. Stu has a nice, this is Stu's best wave, a 5.67. Again, throws the arms up for the bingo on the inside. More fundamental surfing. Nobody's blowing the tail out going sideways. Alejo had a great attempt on a closeout slam that if he would have brought that thing down, he would have got a huge score. And that's the kind of maneuver, the kind of throwing it into there on a section of consequence that you're going to get scored high on. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. So now he went back to just trying to get those kind of block building, house building numbers that's going to get his momentum and confidence back. But, you know, this heat, a working man's heat.
All 4 of these guys, no doubt, have surfed in a bunch of heats together. I mean, these are your upper top tier QS surfers. Carmichael.
And it's not to say that they can't go crazy above the lip. Thiago Camaral, Alejo, all these guys. I mean, Kennedy, I've seen him flying all over the joint. So I would love to see these guys turn it up a notch.
We all would. And we probably will. Because there will be a point in this heat, and it's most likely now, where you'll start to see a little bit of panic run through this arena. And these guys are going to really realize that with 4.5 to go, that this is their year on the line. I mean, Wade Carmichael, this guy has been in the conversation multiple years running. Close qualifying. Stu Kennedy. I mean, he's been on and off, on and off. You know he wants to solidify his spot. Alejo Muniz, same thing. I mean, he has tasted the glory of the championship tour. Thiago Camaral, this guy's been grinding on the QS. All 4 of these guys have the potential for glory. 4 minutes to go. Carmichael in lead, Kennedy in second. There are 2 Brazilians. Alejo Muniz in third, and Camaral in fourth. Wade Carmichael with priority. Muniz with second priority. There he's calling time check.
Situation check. What do I need to do in the current? Look at that. I mean, that is just,
that
looks like they're
visual right
paddling
there
in a river, and then a wave comes. You got to connect, put it together, be in the right spot.
Now it becomes a...
you really got to catch the second wave, too, because the first wave usually isn't that good.
Yeah, the first wave kind of cleans the water out of the reef a little bit.
Pulls the
cleans it
sheets
off.
tight, you know?
I don't know if they have time. 3 minutes to go.
They got time. There's
the
a
clock
set
is
out the
flying.
back. We'll see what happens, though. Watch this. This is where the fireworks start going off.
Under 3 minutes to go. That wave just blows by, nothing happening there. It's got to be really hard to tell what are actual waves and what are just chops ripping through. 2:45. This is a huge opportunity for Alejo. Needing a 5.58. He hasn't broken through that 5 mark yet with a 4.5 and a 4.27. Crowd's been hanging all day. They're not going anywhere.
It's Sunday here in Hawaii, so you'd want to come down and enjoy the environment. Why not? Even on an onshore windy day, it's still, you know, 75 on the beach. Get to watch the world's best surfers.
There was a torrential downpour this morning. Do you remember that?
And
Seems like hours, ages ago.
And then remember the rainbow?
That was a full cycle of seasons here today. And here goes Alejo Muniz, surfing for a 5.58. Now dropping to 4th priority. Did he do enough?
That's not it.
Minute 40. Judges agree. Score comes through to 3.03. A minute and a half to go. 4 surfers in the lineup, all with their careers on the line, at least for 2017. Wade Carmichael.
They're all laying bricks, trying to get this thing done, building the wall. Who is going to put the last brick on top and clean it up, get rid of the excess? Cement, just clean up the job, make it look all tight.
Tighten it up.
Who's going to tighten it up here in the end?
Minute to go. Thiago Camarao having a paddle.
He's having a shocker in this heat, man. He has not been able to really put it together.
I mean, it has to be frustrating when you watch in the previous heat had 8s all over the place. 8s were falling out of the sky.
Well, so were the surfers, and that's why they got big scores, because they were throwing it up in there, getting some really radical maneuvers.
44 minutes to go. Alejo Muniz, he's up. He's out. 30 seconds. As it stands now, it's going to be Wade Carmichael and Stuart Kennedy.
Oh, don't speak too fast.
Unless looking for a 5.58. Alejo goes upside down and gets blown out. 15 seconds to go. That has got to be frustrating for Alejo Muniz.
The frustration situation for Alejo. A couple of Australians are going to take this thing down. Brazilians are going to have to bow out. Alejo Muniz, Thiago Camarao.
Wow. Wild way to finish a crazy day here at Haleiwa. Hawaiian Pro never fails to be unpredictable. Well, we got a post show coming up you are not going to want to miss. It's going to be a good one. You're watching the Hawaiian Pro. Stay tuned. More surf action to come.
Welcome to the WSL post show here at the Hawaiian Pro, day number 3. And this is the first jewel of the Vans Triple Crown Kaipagura, along with perennial pipeline surfer Strider Wozlowski and former Big Wave World Champ Peter Mel.
Hi.
To break down all of today's action and what we got looking forward to.
You're still a perennial pipeline master.
Okay, guys, we had a lot of stuff going on today. When we came to the beach this morning, we saw onshore winds, we saw a north swell. You know, not optimum Haliva, but
rain and rainbows.
Rain, a little bit of rainbows,
some sunshine later.
No rainbows.
But I was very, very pleased with the performances, and we can go over some of those performances that we saw today. But first of all, Strider, I mean, in a short, condensed version, what was your take from today?
I was really happy to see that the surfers stepped up and really started to get above the lip and start to do some heavy turns in the sections that were on offer out there, because you could go really fast, really quickly, and they used that speed.
What about you, Pete?
Well, we got to see the top seeds, and today, the round of 64, you're going to see most likely the highest ranked surfers, so you expect the surfing level to rise, which it did. You know, I saw some of the CT competitors put together some performances. I like looking through, you know, these highest heat averages. We saw Mitch Colborn, which I think is somebody that we've been touting as somebody who could get onto that championship tour, and he's been answering that. He beat John today, which was a huge one. So you'd have to say that those guys, you know, John's still there as well, but Felipe putting up big numbers, Michelle Perez putting up big numbers. So the CT guys stepped up and